Show. The Coop Show. The Coop Show. The Coop Show. The Coop Show.
Hey, yo! What's going on, Miami Hurricanes fans and my college football family? Boy, oh boy, do we have a hot topic tonight, and I want to see each and every one of you chiming in on this one. I think it might get a little bit heated. There's definitely going to be some disagreements, and I know this for a fact because I uploaded a video about this a little bit. I talked about it a tad, and the fan base appeared to be very divided on this. So we're going to dive deep. We're going to talk about it tonight. We're going to hash it out. We're going to lay it all out there, and we're going to talk about it openly, which is what we always do on this channel. Now, there is a little bit of news that came out maybe 20 minutes ago. Another Miami Hurricane has officially hit the portal, and it's safety / linebacker Caleb Spencer. So he will have 3 more years of eligibility remaining. Wasn't a guy that was going to crack the starting rotation, but we all know that people have been waiting for more dominoes to fall. We've been saying, that a lot of Miami Hurricanes are going to hit the portal. So it is official that Caleb Spencer is now in the transfer portal. So I'm going to leave that up here for just a moment while we wait for people to file in and find their virtual seats. And we're going to do a little portal update later on tonight. There's some video clips of Cam Ward throwing to a wide receiver from Houston that's currently in the transfer portal. We got a little player recruiting possibly going down. Really excited about that. But then I really want to focus on the big topic tonight, which is, where do fans draw the line? And what I mean by that is, at what point is the bridge burned when thinking about possibly bringing a player back? Where do you specifically, you personally, where do you draw the line when it comes to a player who either already played for the squad, left and wants to come back, or a player was previously committed, goes somewhere else, flips late possibly, and then hits the transfer portal and wants to come back? At what point do you say enough is enough? We're not interested. No way, Jose. We're not picking up the phone and talking to this guy. So I do want to talk about that tonight and get opinions from everyone. Of course, I'm not going to ask your opinion without giving mine. I want to provide some reasoning, and I have 2 very specific examples to use tonight, which are Jaden Rashada and cornerback Cormani McClain. 2 very, hyped players amongst the college football world. So we're going to dive into it. But before we get too deep, could my sound engineers help me out? Let me know if you guys can hear everything A-okay. Everything sounds good. I'm not staticky. Everything's Gucci. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Let me know before we dive too deep. I saw my man Justin in the building. Justin, you should become a Miami Hurricanes fan. I know we're a pretty dramatic fan base, but I do think you should consider it. We got my man Matthew in the building. Richard Renfro, let's go. Gmail, Randy. Randy says he has a lot to say tonight. He's hoping we open up the phone lines. We're going to see, Randy. We might have to allow people to speak their piece a bit on this one tonight. We got my man Jorge. We got Briley. Briley repping his squad, Florida State. Appreciate you, Briley. Malcolm, Curtis, Laura, Edwin. Hey, appreciate you, Edwin. Edwin says, heck no. All caps. Hurricane players only. No drama queens. Okay. All right, Edwin. I respect it. Canes Fins fan, Drew. What's up, Drew? We got Joe Jackson. Joe Jackson is saying y'all tripping. Joe Jackson's calling y'all out. He says, I'd take them. I'd take both of them. We got Martin Quinn in the building. Rocky Top Kane. Victor. Killamine, what's up? My man Colby. That man can sling a mustard bottle 200 plus yards. It's crazy. You guys got to see it in person to believe it. Space Mountain, Danny Mercado. I appreciate all you guys. Stephanie, my wife. Stephanie, I did get your text. I know I haven't responded to it. I do plan on responding to it, but everything should work out A-okay. I'll give you that for now, but I will respond to the text. Matthew, it's good to see you. My man Palm Beach Kane. You still rocking the Hokas? Palm Beach Kane? Is that still the kicks that you rock? I'll never forget that. Birdstone, what's up, man? If I'm missing anybody, hey, blanket shout-outs, Dude67, Randy, Jay Active, John O'Mara, L. Anderson in the building. I want to see what L. Anderson thinks about this. Nick Snyder, my man Doo-Doo. Patty in the building. Patty, once again, real quick, guys, thank you, Patty, for hooking up Doo-Doo for tickets to the spring game. My man Doo-Doo got a pick with wide receivers coach Kevin Beard. Freaking awesome. And it happened because of you, Patty. And you guys were able to communicate through the show. I played middleman a bit, and it just worked out. It's crazy how it works out sometimes. Rob Wilson, appreciate you being here, man. Slacking. Cypher. We got Cypher and Justin in here. Lake County Canes. Is the Heat still just destroying the Bulls right now? I couldn't believe that, man. I mean, I know a lot of people here are Heat fans, but my money was on the Bulls. I'm not a big NBA fan, but I thought that once Jimmy Butler went down, the Heat were done. But it looks like that Hero was stepping up, and Bam Adebayo had like 20-plus points. Are they still beating the Bulls? 105-77? Are you for real? Hold up. We're going to get to the football. Wow. Eric Spoelstra, when their backs are against the wall, man, and they need to show up and show out, I guess they take care of business. He's like a mastermind at finding ways to exploit other teams. It ain't over yet. It's over. Never mind. There's 4 minutes and 52 seconds left in the fourth. It's over. It's over. Dang, the Heat are moving on. Okay. All right, dang. All right. I'm impressed. I got a little parlay going tonight. Let's just say I need the Kings to win. I need them to take down the Pelicans, which is definitely going to happen since the Pelicans lost one of their best players. Right? I'm hoping. Honestly, Jimmy be ball hogging on the low. Dang. I don't follow NBA super close, but I didn't think the Heat were going to handle it tonight. I'll just be real. I didn't think so. So one more time, but before we dive into the main topic of the night, since we have a lot more people here, courtesy of Gio. This is not my tweet. This is from Gio with Life Wallet Sports. You guys go give him a follow. Safety/linebacker Caleb Spencer officially in the transfer portal, which makes Miami Hurricane number 7 since the spring portal has opened up that has entered the transfer portal. So he will have 3 years of eligibility remaining. Again, not a guy that was going to be in the starting rotation, but we still want to talk about each and every guy that hits the transfer portal. So Caleb Spencer, Kane number 7 in the portal. But let's get to the main topic tonight. Let's not delay. I do need to give a shout out though. Let's not delay. Real quick, hold on. John O'Mara with the 20 months. Appreciate it, John. Leave the drama of those two with their mamas. We don't need the problems. Okay, and I know that's a very popular stance to take with this, John. So I want to see where everyone stands on it. Let me give you my little spiel. And let's see what you guys think. So what I want to ask you first, before we dive into this, would you take... Let's do them one at a time. But let's poll the community here. We're going to do them one at a time. Let's talk about Jaden Rashada first. Quarterback Jaden Rashada. So Jaden Rashada is in the transfer portal, was committed to the Canes at one point in time, but ended up signing with the Florida Gators. Now, there's a lot of drama surrounding this because I was told that Jaden Rashada wanted more money from Miami. It was strictly a money thing. And that's why he did not come to the Canes, because Miami was not willing to pony up and pay more money. And if we're being real specific here, I heard it was more so his dad. Not Jaden Rashada himself, but his dad that wanted more money. So his dad literally called up some people at Miami and said, we want more money. And Miami said, heck no. It's already a lot of money. No, we're not doing more money. The dude hasn't taken a snap at the college level. We're not going to pony up and spend any more money on Rashada. So he ends up signing a letter of intent to go to Florida. But then what ends up happening is they have some NIL issues. The money isn't coming through. The checks aren't clearing. They promised the dude $500,000 up front and six-figure payments every single month as long as he was on the roster, which totaled somewhere around $10 to $13 million.
Coop.
Eric! My man Eric with the top dono of the night. I appreciate the two, Eric. Now, just so you know, sit tight. We're getting to the juicy stuff. I'm just providing some context in case there are people that don't follow recruiting, because I don't blame you. Recruiting is a nasty business. So I don't blame people for following it. So I want to give you some background on each of these guys before you give your opinion on if you think Miami should take them back or not. So Eric, my man, hey, I appreciate the love. How you been, Eric? Thank you for the big two, bro. So all of the NIL stuff starts falling through with Florida. So Rashada ends up getting out of his letter of intent, and he transfers out west to Arizona State, which just so happens to be the school that his dad played at. He ends up winning the starting job, but 2 games into the season, he gets a season-ending injury. So now Jaden Rashada is back in the transfer portal, shopping around for teams. Would you guys take Jaden Rashada back at Miami? Yes or no? Remembering that he was committed to Miami in the class of 2023, a high-ranked recruit. I'm pretty sure Jaden Rashada was a 4-star quarterback. Jakari Brown just transferred out. So right now it's Poff and Emory battling for the QB number 2 spot. This would be Jaden Rashada's second year at the college level. If he wanted to come to Miami, would you welcome him back with open arms? Yes or no? I want to see the response. Help me. Help me. Let me see it. Speak your mind. I want to see what you guys say. We got Crip in the building as well. What's up, Crip? Would you take Jaden Rashada back? Don't let people in here sway your opinion. Speak your mind. Be honest. Like I said, I'll give you my opinion as well. Now, I need to add a disclaimer. Dang, I should have added this at the very beginning because people are going to take this the wrong way. I need to make it crystal clear that I am not implying that Jaden Rashada or Cormani McClain, either one, are interested in coming back to Miami. There's no kind of evidence proving this. This is purely hypothetical. You can actually even take this and remove Jaden Rashada and Cormani McClain out of the equation if you want to. However, these two guys are perfect examples for what we want to discuss tonight, which is burning bridges and where do you draw the line. So I did want to take a few minutes to talk about both of these guys specifically because you never know, right? You never know. So I kind of want to see. I want to see if you guys have drawn that line in the sand with Jaden Rashada and you say, no way, no sir, we don't want you back. Let's see. John O'Mara says no. Swag Kane, no. Citizen Bouncing was, yeah, it was tough. It was tough. Yeah, it was about $13 million, Gmail. $500,000 up front, 6-figure payments every month. And dude had not even taken a snap at the college level yet, coming out of high school. I'm going to be real, Gmail. I'm not a coach, but I feel like if you're going to pay that kind of money for any player, he needs to come in with proven college level experience already. I don't think I can take a chance on a 4 or 5-star guy based off of high school tape and hope that he's the messiah that comes in and turns your program around. I don't think I could spend that kind of money. You could divvy that up and bring in a bunch of big-time guys versus dropping that much on one dude. That's pretty insane. Why are we always the fallback? Good point. Good point. So what do we got? Dude 67 says no. No. Patty says no. All caps. David, no. Mr. 10AC, no. Duck says no. And Duck don't play. He says no. No, we ride with Emery. No, we don't need him. Okay. Rashada's position is less of a need. Okay, that's fair. And we're going to get to the Cormani stuff. Don't worry. Firesight, no. Swag Cane, no. We don't want drama. Okay. Randy says yes. Doodoo says hell no. Him and his dad are cancer. We don't need at Miami. All right. All right. No drama. Kick rocks. Heck no, said JD. No, sir, from Marcus. Not in a million years. Okay. So the overall consensus here, most people would say no to Jaden Rashada. So then let me ask you, this is where we're getting to the good part before we get to Cormani. Why? What is it with Jaden Rashada that made you draw that line and you say, no freaking way, we don't want Jaden Rashada back? Is it the money? Is it drama? Is it the fact that he was once committed to Miami and then flipped and you now hold a grudge against him? What is it that made you draw that line and make you not want Jaden Rashada back? You can think about that for a second. Let that simmer for a moment. Let me know. Now, I'll put in my 2 cents. There are multiple factors that could play a part here. Number one could be that it's just not enough of a position of need with the other guys in the room, and you know that Jaden Rashada is going to require big boy money to bring him on the squad where he's going to be technically QB number 2 behind Cam Ward. So we're paying Cam Ward $1 million+ and we're bringing in $1 million+ backup. So that just kind of doesn't make sense, right? I will say, I think to Jaden Rashada specifically, it would be a big no from me. And the biggest reason is that, number one, because quarterback is not a huge position of need for the Canes right now. We have other positions, which we're going to get to here in a moment. And honestly, the drama and toxic parent. I'm serious. It was such a big blown up thing with Jaden Rashada and his dad specifically wanting more money. Miami doesn't need that. I always say that it's a lot more than just what you do on the field. You also, the coaches have to interview these guys and see if they would be a good fit for the locker room. And I think, I'm sorry, I'm just being straight up. I think if you bring in a guy like Jaden Rashada, I think you bring some toxicity into that room that's not needed. I think Mario's been working really hard to try to remove that stuff, and I think you just introduce it right back in when you bring in a guy like Rashada. For me, it's not a grudge. It's honestly not a grudge. I swear it's not. Yeah, I was hyped when he committed to Miami. I was pissed when he left for Florida. But at the end of the day, we're talking about 17 and 18-year-olds. I made some pretty stupid decisions back in the day. They're having millions of dollars thrown at them. At times, there are situations where guys deserve a second chance. They do sometimes. But with Rashada, man, you go from Miami and you say, Miami, I want more money. Miami says no, so you go to Florida. Florida says, we'll give you all the money you want, but the checks bounce, so then you bounce. Then you go to another school. I hear lots of drama stories and all sorts of stuff. You get the nod to start, you get injured, and then you bounce again? This is the school your dad played at. I'm talking about Arizona State, not Miami. So then he can't stay? I heard that he's going to lose the battle to win QB1, so he hit the portal. So no, when you factor in all of those things, I do think that Miami dodged a bullet with Jaden Rashada. So for me personally, I do believe that he has burned that bridge. I do think so. Absolutely. So see, here we go. Now I know this is from a Florida State fan, but this is why I love this topic. There's going to be a lot of back and forth here. Nick Snyder says, y'all are nuts if you don't want Rashada. Let's talk about it. So what made you draw the line? What made you draw the line in the sand and not want Rashada back if he was interested? Purely hypothetical. He says he's chasing the bag, and that's okay. And there's nothing wrong with trying to get some NIL money. It's part of the game now. Nobody can really hate on you for that, but I do think you have to approach it in a professional way. I think that the way things happened, again, there's a lot of behind-the-scenes things. There are conversations that have happened where people have said literally that his dad picked up the phone, called Miami, talked to some people, demanded more money. Basically, almost not blackmail. Blackmail is the wrong word. Somebody help me out. He basically said, if you don't give us more money, we're out. And he kind of used that against Miami. He kind of held Miami hostage because that was a big-time recruit to land, and especially to get a quarterback at that. So they kind of held Miami hostage with that and said, you don't give us more money? Peace. We're out. And they thought that they were going to call Miami's bluff, and Miami gave them the middle finger and said, go somewhere else. So, again, just with the way that specifically went down, Rashada burned that bridge. Rashada burned the bridge for sure. If you're going to portal in a QB, why not take best available next year as opposed to a project this year? Really just for those reasons, Briley. The drama, the potential toxicity, the way it did specifically go down. If he had just flipped and picked Florida late, I don't care. I literally don't care. Like, do your thing. It's fine. It's just the way that it happened. That's my problem. That's the issue. I feel like he brings too much baggage with him, with the stories I've heard surrounding him and his parents. I just think he's bad news. I'm just going to be honest. Because I see what you're saying, right? Rashada is someone who has multiple years of eligibility left. So that's a guy you bring in that trains under Cam Ward and potentially plays later on. But me specifically, it's a no to Rashada.
Rashad is a big ol' not a drama is cancer to a team.
I have to agree with you, John O'Mara. I have to agree, actually. Let me backpedal here just a second. Kane for Life 75 with the 50 months. When you guys that have underperformed at a lower level collegiate team, I would be very reluctant to welcome them with open arms. Fair take. Fair take. Kane for Life 75, the big 50. The 5-0, man. I appreciate that. Coop, do we get to talk about the whole racist thing for liking Cam versus JB? I'm not going to discuss it tonight, Chris, just because I'm deciding to take the high road with all of this. And I feel like I've realized that I can't argue with stupid people because I would have to stoop myself down to that level. And then once I'm on their level, they're going to knock me out. I'm not going to be able to win the argument. So there's no point in me even. What do I do? Right? So, hey. John O'Mara with the 2, Ty and Eric Birch. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Gave an ultimatum. That's right, Cypher. Rashada's dad gave Miami an ultimatum, and they said, piss off. So, just being real, Mario doesn't even pick up the phone with Rashada. Straight up. The next one is where things start to get very interesting, though. The next recruit we're going to talk about. So, overall, the fan base says, no Rashada. No way. He's considered one of the top, if not the top transfer portal quarterback in there right now. And you guys are saying no. All right. Okay. I'm saying no too. I'm saying no too. But the next one is going to be where I think we're split. The next one's going to be the fun one. There's also the issue that Arizona State coach in Dillingham, who Jordan Travis credited with his turnaround and mental duration. If Dilly couldn't help Rashada, it's probably a deep issue. And I think it is. I honestly do think it is with him. That's a huge assumption for me to make, but I think it is. My man, Zach Jones, What's up, bro? Taking call-ins tonight. Hope you remember what I wanted to talk about. I do remember what you wanted to talk about. Zach Jones. Hey, let's give a welcome to all the new Canes fan members and the people re-upping. Hey, Zach Jones, a Georgia Tech fan. I appreciate that, bro. I appreciate it. Yes, Rashada is in the portal. Canes football talk. He sure is. You guys give a nice warm welcome to Zach Jones. That's huge coming from a Georgia Tech fan. Glenn G with the 16 months. Both of them will do nothing good for the team. Just my opinion. All right, we're going to get to the next one, Glenn. I appreciate you, bro. Workforce Freebie with the 10. It's hard to reason with stupid. Those are facts. I really realized that. It really hit me hard last night. So, stupid is as stupid does. Right, Ed? Both of them are not trustworthy. All right, so let's kick it to the next one. This is the one where things get interesting. Cormani McClain. We're talking coming out of high school, a 5-star cornerback. What does Miami desperately need right now? Cornerback. Miami's hurting bad for some ballers at the cornerback position. We're talking guys that can come in and potentially start against Florida. Miami needs some big-time talent, some dogs at the cornerback position. But we all know that Cormani was committed to Miami, and he flipped late to go play for Dion at Colorado. Now, unfortunately for him, things didn't really pan out, which makes me start to wonder if the Miami Hurricanes decommit curse is real. You see a lot of people talk about that online, that if you spurn Miami, if you throw the hat, or if you treat Miami in a real bad way when it comes to recruiting, it comes back and karma bites you in the butt later on. These are, a couple scenarios that maybe makes that seem like maybe it's true possibly. But here's what's interesting with Cormani. Cormani is a bit different because there's nothing wrong with chasing the bag. I think most of us agree on that. I would be looking for as much money as I could possibly get. But again, where do you draw the line, right? Cormani was going to Colorado to play for someone that many consider the GOAT. He wanted to train and learn under Deion Sanders. And in a way, I can't necessarily blame him for that. Like, I'm not going to hate on him for it. I know that he went over there. He got that money. He wanted to play under Deion. But things just didn't really pan out. What's interesting with Cormani here is now coaches have college-level tape on Cormani. So before it was all the hype off the high school tape. 5-star. Look at this dude's numbers in high school. He ended up getting to play some games at Colorado. Heck, he started some on the tail end of the season. But early on, we all remember what Deion said. Deion said Cormani McClain was not putting in the extra work. He wasn't studying film. He wasn't practicing as hard as he should be. He wasn't taking it super serious.
What time you want me to ring that line, bro?
Zach Jones, we'll open it up on the tail end. So I can get some opinions. So we have a 3-way tie here between Zach Jones, Eric Birch, and John O'Mara. I'll get you guys up here in just a moment. I'll get you up here. Cormani's from Lakeland, Florida. He's all the way over there in Colorado. It gets way too cold over there. If it snows, I could see a scenario where he, at the very least, wants to come back home to the state of Florida. Not saying Miami specifically, but possibly the state of Florida. Would you believe me if I told you there are rumors that contact has possibly been made with Cormani? I can't verify this. I have nothing that I can show you. And I honestly even doubt that this even comes to fruition. I doubt that anything ends up happening here. Just personal opinion. Just how I feel. But I've heard some rumors that at the very least, contact has been made to gauge interest from both parties. That may not mean anything. Might not mean anything. I'm just saying. The reason I bring that up is because this is a totally different situation to an extent than Jaden Rashada. Jaden Rashada is, we don't even pick up the phone. You know, Jaden Rashada or Jaden Rashada's dad calls Miami up. They see it on the caller ID because we got caller ID now. And they say, Rashada, click, no thank you. Cormani plays a position of need. Cormani flipped to go to Colorado to play for Dion. Would you take Cormani McClain back if there was mutual interest? Again, for those of you that don't know the story, he was committed to Miami. Deion Sanders gets hired at Colorado, and they flip him late. But there were talks about him creating some drama at Colorado, him not putting in the extra work, but then Deion ended up starting him late in the season and said that it seemed like he was taking it more serious and getting his crap together. But was it too little too late? Did he already make a bad impression on the college football world? Would Miami take a chance on bringing him back in after he flipped? He plays cornerback. Miami needs corners. Would you take back Cormani McClain? Yes or no? Come on. I'll wait. I got all night. Would you take Cormani McClain back? Some people place the blame on Deion. You're right, Mike. Some people say Deion's in over his head a little bit at that level. He might have been the GOAT back in the day, but he's not able to develop these kids. So let's see. This is where I feel like we're split, and we are. I knew it. I freaking knew we were going to be split on Cormani McClain. Okay, Kane for Life 75 says we don't need a cornerback that bad. I'm going to poll this one. I'm going to have to poll it. John says, no, I order more rocks to tell him to kick when he calls. We need corners, John. We're thin at corner, and Cormani McClain is going to be considered one of the guys at the top in the portal. You say no? Okay. Prime lied to that kid by telling him he'd play both ways. Told him he'd coach him up personally, and he did not coach up the kid. I've heard some similar stories. I have. I appreciate you, Matthew. R Code Kane says no. Randy says go for it. Nick says with that work ethic, he ain't playing crap. What else do we have? Yes or no to Cormani? Maybe he had homesickness or was depressed where he was, and that's why he didn't give it his all. It could. McClain isn't about the work. Taking him would illustrate just how desperate things are in the Miami secondary. You mean because he flipped and then Miami was willing to take him back? Because we have to remember something here. I'm asking your opinion. I'm not asking your prediction on what Mario Cristobal might do. I'm asking your specific opinion. You're the head coach of the Canes. Do you take him back? Because here's what we have to remember about Mario Cristobal. Do you guys remember Antoine Jackson? The corner from the class of 2022 who actually signed a letter of intent with Miami, but then asked to be released so he could follow his girlfriend to ECU? You guys remember that story? Well, he went into the portal and was very interested in coming back to Miami. The dude was literally tagging Mario Cristobal and coaches on Twitter saying, please. He literally was going, please, Miami, please, take me back. I'm sorry. I went to ECU for a girl and then she dumped me and I'm not where I want to be. And do you want to know what Mario Cristobal did? The way Mario Cristobal is operating this thing is no nonsense. Obviously, the transfer portal is a thing, so you're going to bring in guys that weren't Canes from the jump, because I understand some people are going to say, well, you're bringing in guys that Miami offered and they didn't pick Miami, and then you pick them back up in the portal later. But we're talking about a guy who literally signed a letter of intent to Miami and then asked to be released from it so he can go to a school that his girlfriend is attending. Have you blackballed me, Coop? What do you mean, Katie? Have I blackballed you? So Mario Cristobal, I don't know that he picks up the phone for either of these guys. Again, I've heard rumors that there is potential interest in Cormani McClain, but I can't verify that. There's no way I could come on here and say, guys, I heard that Cormani McClain and Miami talked, because the rumor that I heard is that there was mutual interest in Cormani might even visit Miami again. But I don't know that. I can't verify it. It's just rumors right now. And there's rumors swirling all over the place. So would you take back Cormani McClain, yes or no? Because it's a totally different situation from Jaden Rashada. It's a position of need for the Canes. Now you have some college film on him, but it was his freshman year, so he could get bigger, he could get better. Do you take him or do you not? No, stop being shy. Tell me. Moonlight Meat with the 41 months. What's up, bro? Keep up the good work. We're always out here grinding, Moonlight Meat. I decided after the drama last week, I'm putting my head down. I'm grinding. I'm staying in my lane, and we're avoiding the noise. Who cares? Appreciate you, Moonlight Meat. I think a happy birthday to you yesterday or today. Is that right? I think it was a happy birthday for Moonlight Meat. I think so. So real talk, though, there might be interest in Cormani McClain. I don't know what happens with it. I know Miami needs corners. I'm going to say this, because, again, I'm not going to ask your opinion without giving mine. Let me do a poll. Jaden Rashada was overwhelming. There was no reason to even poll Jaden Rashada. Would you take back Cormani McClain? I'll put the CB in there. Cornerback Cormani McClain, yes or no? Vote in the poll so we have a visual. How about that? Here we go. Should pop up at the top of the chat. You were feeling neglected? My bad, Katie. The chat's moving super fast tonight, and I'm feeling heated about this topic as well. And I see you too, Fresh. We're going to talk about Caleb Spencer here in a minute. I see you, Fresh. Don't worry. I'm reading every comment. I may not read them out loud, but I'm reading all of them. Vote in the poll. Vote in the poll while we look at them. Gator Gang says, I'd stay away from both Rashada and Cormani. Cancer's in the locker room. Well, based on your username, you know a little bit about Rashada. Joe says we're not playing games, and that's fair, right? Again, it's different if a guy just flips. But when you turn it into a game, can I be real with you guys? This is going to be an unpopular opinion. I don't even hold a grudge if a guy decides to throw the Miami hat on signing day. Because it's all about clicks and likes for social media now. Like, I do understand the point of view, however, that Mario might want to make a statement. And what I mean by that is you don't disrespect this you. Ever. Whether you're signed with Miami or not. So a guy maybe that puts in that extra effort, goes a little too far. You don't have to pick up the Miami hat and throw it. You can just pick up the hat for the school that you signed with. But me personally, I don't really care. I was 17, 18 years old at one point in time. You would like to hope these guys are acting like men, adults. But trolling happens. This stuff goes down. I don't really care about that. My issue is things that involve money and trying to screw Miami over and extreme drama. So I'm talking about a guy who doesn't want to work, a guy who gets into arguments and fights with other players, things like that. And that is where, me personally, that's where I draw the line in the sand. That's when I say the bridge has been burned. Not just because you flipped for Miami. Things happen. Guys, it's a business move. It's a business decision. You need to go where you feel like is best for you and your future. So a late flip, whatever. Throw in the Miami hat. Don't do it again. But whatever, right? But any type of extreme drama or trying to screw Miami over when it involves money, and if you look like you're not a hard worker and you're not going to put in the effort,
This is what it takes.
that's where the bridge has been burnt.
To where you.
That's where we draw the line in the sand.
Now I'm good on a McClain. He went about it the wrong way. Not showing up for his signing day, he a diva and he's immature. I'm good.
Okay, fair. Carl Hector turning down the former 5-star cornerback in the portal. I'm going to say this, Carl. I actually agree. I think, here's what I think. I think you hear Cormani McClain out, but I don't know if you don't go jumping in head over heels over Cormani. I do think, though, that you possibly hear him out because there's a little bit of drama attached to him, but there was drama surrounding everything Colorado. They had the TV show, they got Dion, like everything was drama with Colorado. Cormani McClain wants away from that, apparently. Not just for that reason, but wants away from Colorado, right? I think you pick up the phone, you have a conversation, but, boy, I'm not saying that you bring him in. I hate to take this stance, but I feel like I would be in the middle on Cormani.
To where you.
What really, really bugs me about Cormani.
Where's the hell no button?
You pressed it. You pressed it, Carl. Carl, thank you for the $1.99 and the $4.99. I'll sit you atop your throne. My biggest concern with Cormani is just the fact that if Dion was being truthful when he said that he wasn't putting in the extra work, because if he's trying to ride the high off of that star rating or his name, then I agree with you guys when you say he can kick rocks. Nobody comes in and gets to feel entitled. Nobody can come in and feel like that they don't have to earn their spot. And that's where I say you sit down with the young man and you talk to him. You kind of feel it out again. I'm saying that I would be open to that, but there is a very high chance that it would be a no. Just again, given the drama and everything. Now, if you want a prediction, remember, we're talking two different things. We're talking prediction versus what I want. What I want to happen is, or what I would do, is I would pick up the phone, but it's going to end up, I feel like, being a no. I don't want to try to ride the fence, so I want to give you an answer. I think the answer is no. It's no to Cormani. What's Mario going to do? I don't think Mario picks up the phone for Rashada or Cormani. Again, purely hypothetical. They may not even be interested. But the way that Mario runs things, I think Mario makes a statement, an example with stuff like this, just like he did with Antoine Jackson. And I think it would be a big capital N-O from Mario Cristobal. Honestly. I don't think he would entertain it, even though there's rumors of Miami entertaining it. My prediction is that he wouldn't entertain it, but I don't know that for sure. That's purely a hunch. That's all it is. That's just a gut feeling. So for me, let's give straight answers. For me, it's a no. It's a straight no to Jaden Rashada. I pick up the phone for Cormani, but it ends up being a no. It does. It ends up being a no. Why even waste your time with them? Just hear him out. Just hear what the reasoning is or what he says. But it would be a no. It would be a no. So let's look at the poll. 41% said yes and 59% said no. Okay, so it is
This
majority.
Is what it take
Why even pick up the phone?
to wear the U.
I still
helmet.
don't like to.
Hear him out the door to the bus station back home.
This is what it take to wear the U on the side of your helmet.
Miami is not on Cormani's top 11 just posted on Twitter.
Oh, this C-Raw is purely hypothetical. So this isn't me making a stream or a video saying that Rashada and Cormani are interested in Miami. This is purely hypothetical. That's literally all this is. And I knew some people were going to take this the wrong way. I'm not implying, that's literally in my notes that we talked about in the first 5 minutes. Right here. I'm not implying that there's any interest here from either party. Not implying that. Nope. Not implying that at all. Purely hypothetical. We're just saying, here's the point of the show. Let me cut to the chase. Thank you for the 5, C-Raw. I actually am curious who he has in it, though. Did he post that? You don't have to donate again, my man. I'll sit you up there. Top dono of the night. Is it on Cormani McClain's account? I would be curious just to see. Just put it in the chat and I'll look. Oh, so Hayes Fawcett posted it. Okay. We'll show that here in just a second. Thank you for the info, C-Raw, because I was curious what was going to happen with that. Like where he was going to say he might be interested in. I will sit you atop your throne here. But again, we're not, and thank you for the 2 also, John. We're not implying that either of these guys are interested or Miami would be interested in them. Here's the bigger picture. Here's what I'm trying to ask. I want to know from fans where you draw the line with guys who want to come back to Miami through the transfer portal. Where do you say, okay, if you've done this or you do this, we're not interested? When has the bridge been burned? That's the real point behind this stream. Jaden Rashada and Cormani McClain are just examples. Same as Antoine Jackson. They're just examples. And they're good examples because they were previously committed and then flipped and now they're in the portal. Where do you draw the line? That's my question, because I'm seeing some people who will say heck no to this guy, but then they'll say yes to another who did the exact same thing. His process was the same whenever he flipped and went somewhere else. So why are they saying yes to one and no to another? What is that line? What is it? What's it about? It's literally just a question. I'm just feeling out the community. I want to see how you guys feel about it. Let's see. That's not a top 11. That's just the schools he's heard from so far. Oh, good catch. You are correct. This says Cormani McClain tells On3 that he's heard from these 11 schools since entering the transfer portal. Interesting. Okay. LSU, Oklahoma, Texas. So how many Florida schools do we have in here? UCF and USF.
This is what it take.
Those might be good fits for
To wear
Cormani.
the U on the side of your helmet.
Sent you the post on X via DMs. Teams he talked to.
Zach Jones, I appreciate you, bro. Was it this one? Thank you for the 2, my man. I'm guessing that it was this one from Hayes Fawcett. Honestly, I think it makes a ton of sense for Cormani to come back home. He's out of Lakeland. Come back to Florida, play for UCF or USF. I think that makes the most sense. Yeah, I think you're right, Lions in Truth. Cormani likely going to USF under DVD. That's true. Or LSU has Coach Raymond. Both of those would be good fits. I want these guys to be successful. Really, I do. I always say that. I want all these guys to be successful. You're sorry for saying top 11? Oh, you're fine, C-Raw. No. You're fine, bro. You're good. I wouldn't have even been aware of this if you hadn't mentioned it first. So I thank you for that. Gator Gang for life with the 10, taking over the top spot on the board, and then followed up with Duck with the 10. to take it over. So we'll let the robot lady read it out. So this seems to be the overall consensus here within the stream. Right here. Literally what Doo-Doo said. The bridge is burned when you disrespect this you. And I think that that's a great point. And Duck is going to back it up.
To wear the U on the side of your helmet.
Throne time. Mario is smart enough not to touch either of them. ID guessed UCF or USF bound.
I think you're 100% right.
To wear the U.
I think you're right, Getter Gang. Thank you for the $9.99.
Can't reward treachery.
Can't reward treachery. She's pronouncing stuff so funny sometimes. Can't reward treachery. And just like Doo-Doo said, the bridge is burned once you disrespect this you. I think that what a lot of these kids need to remember, and I'm going to say kids because look, people say grown men, but when these kids sign, they're 17 or 18 years old. 17, 18. I know they're making big boy money now. I know there's NIL. I know there's all this stuff going on. They're playing college ball. But I think they need to be very careful with burning bridges. Because in today's times, you could very quickly and easily find yourself riding the pine and wanting to go crawling back home, and you were super disrespectful during the process when you flipped or when you changed your mind. You don't have to do it in a disrespectful way. You can try to let people know as soon as possible. So I just really think that these players need to be careful because you never know what might come up in the future, right? So, hey, my man, Gator Gang for life. Have a good night, bro. I know you said you got to head out. Thank you for the love. The mullet run with the 10, taking over the top spot. I appreciate y'all. So the overall thing seems to be don't disrespect Miami. It's not about flipping. It's not about going to a rival.
This is what it takes.
It's about not doing it in a disrespectful way.
On the side of your
Is that
helmet.
right?
Sadly, some need better guidance by people around them.
True.
Junior, I say no, he has no excuse for his attempted shakedown. CM terrible look on how it went down, poor guidance and no structure around him. It's about life, not just the you don't burn bridges.
Yep. No, that's a good point. Some people do need more guidance. And I think with Jaden Rashada, I do think it still sucks that his dad has been super pushy on the money side. Because I heard Jaden Rashada was fine with staying at Miami, but his dad wanted more money. I could be 100% wrong on that. Just what I heard. Cormani McClain, terrible look on how it went down. Poor guidance, no structure around him. It's about life, not just the you. Don't burn bridges. Bingo. Just don't burn bridges, period, and you're okay. Right? Tucci! Thank you for the 10. I'll put you up there with the mullet run. So most people are saying exactly how I feel. Drama, disrespecting Miami, and you could put money in there. Again, if you made it all about money, nothing wrong with chasing the bag. I don't want to give people the wrong idea. But depending on how you approached the money part of it, it's a matter of how the bridge was burned. Fair. So there's no right or wrong answer here. I'm just looking for opinions from you guys. Everybody is going to have their own take on this. Some people are going to straight up say, if you didn't pick Miami in the first place, I don't want you. Some people are against the transfer portal just straight up all around. So it just depends. Coaches can't really take that approach because I think it'll set you up to fail later on. Dabo. But we'll see. Jits handle all their situations wrong. Parents at fault, to be honest. I think they're getting bad advice from parents. And parents are also human too. So parents can make bad decisions. It can be a 40 or 50-something-year-old trying to give advice to their 18-year-old on where to sign for a college football team, and they could give terrible advice, even though it's their kid. They might have an agenda. They might be thinking, well, hey, you know, if my son Jaden could get $250,000 more with his NIL deal, he's going to buy me and his mother Lamborghinis. We're talking huge money here. Hey, if he gets this $500,000 sign-on bonus with this school, we could move to where he's going to play and buy a new house. I hate it because NIL and transfer portal, I'm all for players getting paid. I don't hate the transfer portal, but man, it has really messed some stuff up. It's really, really messed some stuff up. Gators sold Rashada out with promises and no green. It's tough, man, but some people say karma. I'm no comment from me, but I'm just saying some people say karma there. So guys do make mistakes. I don't think it's fair to just say that nobody ever gets a second chance. I've been given second chances in my life, and I think that other people deserve second chances. But again, got to be very careful about how you approach it so you don't completely burn the bridge. And everybody has their own opinion on when that bridge has been burned and where you draw the line. I think it's far less about disrespect with coaches. It's business, far less emotional. I think it's far more about reason they're leaving current school, how they were at former stop. That makes sense. Yeah, like I feel like as soon as, I don't know how much Mario respects Dion's opinions, but I feel like once Dion mentioned him not being in the film room studying, him not putting in the extra work, that's an instant no from Mario. Look, we all know that Mario makes some questionable game day decisions. I'm not saying he's an A-plus coach because he is far from that. Mario Cristobal has proven nothing at Miami yet other than high recruiting rankings, and a lot of those recruits are hitting the portal. He hasn't shown that he can have a staff that properly develops guys, and he hasn't even shown that he can win freaking football games yet. Mario hasn't proven squat at Miami. But I don't know though, after hearing Dion say that, I think that Mario would say heck no, because Mario is about work. Just like when he always says, when people mention Miami's back, his instant response is Miami's not back, Miami's back to work. But I'll never come on here and make excuses for Mario. Mario was not my first choice, and he's not proven anything yet. It just is what it is. Great recruiter, everything else is questionable. And Mario and Miami have to show that they can keep these recruits and develop them. Because it is a bad look, bro. I'm just going to be honest. Kelly leaving, Moss leaving, Citizen leaving. He's got to prove he can develop some of these guys. Actually, which class was Citizen in? Which class was Citizen? Was he 22? I think Trevante Citizen was the 22 class, right? 2022. Okay, yeah. So, man, we got to see it. We got to freaking see it, bro. Definitely. That's with all teams, bro? Well, of course, yeah. Yeah. But here's the thing with Mario, though. The one thing that we hold on to is recruiting, is it not? We all keep saying, okay, 5-7, 7-5, but as long as Mario continues to recruit at a high level, we're going to be okay because that has to equal more wins eventually. You continue to bring in the blue chippers, this top-tier talent. Eventually, we've got to win more games. We have to. But he's got to show us. And he's got to keep those recruits. He ain't going to keep all of them because of the transfer portal. I get it. But he's got to keep some of the big ones. The big ones. I've said before, though, I would hate to be a head coach right now. I don't blame Nick Saban for his comments. Can you imagine trying to actively basically recruit your current players because they might hit the portal, while also recruiting the transfer portal, while also doing normal recruiting and preparing for games, and having to deal with all this guys wanting more money, arguing over money? I wouldn't be able to deal with it. You should have expected this. We are. We're expecting somewhere between 8 to 12 departures. But you would like to hope that it's not some of the jewels of the class. That's my argument. If we're going to talk about how high we are on Mario because of his recruiting, to have some of the best recruits, theoretically here, the best recruits in the class leave a year or two later, that could be a problem. I think at this point, Miami needs to be winning games. Miami needs double-digit wins desperately in 2024. They must have it. There's no ands, ifs, or buts about it. They have to get 10-plus wins. NIL needs to be performance-based. Interesting. On another side, it was pointed out that Mario has had the highest staff and player turnover than any other head coach in college football in the last 10 years. All those transfers to date, who left, what have they done? But so then, is that the player? Or is that the development of the player, as in Miami ruined them? Or were they just bad all around and no one could develop them? It's tough, man. I don't know. I don't have the answers to this. I don't know. But we'll see. The way you fix all of this is win. Win some freaking games. Compete for the conference. And all this takes care of itself. We're not even having these conversations. It's not a problem. Just saying. So I just kind of wanted to talk about that for a bit. I thought it was a fun topic to discuss. And I knew we were going to be torn, and that's good. That's fine. Not even knowing if your spring team will be your fall team. Oh, gosh. Good point, Cypher. You don't know what your team's going to look like from April to September. Could be a lot of movement over these next couple of weeks, right? Yeah, Citizen and Kelly were 2022. Yep. They're all 22 kids that have transferred. Correct. Yep. You been drinking, Coop? I mean, there's something in the cup. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Sure is. You think Mario's greatest jump will be year 3 to 4? I agree. I've said before that 5 and 7, 7 and 5, I would say 8 or 9 comfortably. 8 or 9 this season. I would be 9. I'd probably be 9, but it's too early to say. But I'd probably be 9. But it needs to be 10. It has to be 10. If y'all don't stop listening to that fake Katie account, I know Katie is a real person. I think you maybe just disagree with her takes, which is fine. People can disagree here. There's nothing wrong with that. But I know Katie's not a bot. Katie's a real person. You just want everyone to know that Martinez is a Cane? I hope so, doo-doo. I really hope that Damian Martinez is a Cane. I love that they did an in-home visit, which was not with Mario Cristobal. That was my bad, by the way. Hold on. Let's shift gears. Let's shift gears here.
Today's my B-Day call.
No freaking way. No freaking way. Are you serious, Eric? Eric! Eric! Happy birthday. Happy birthday to my man Eric, the softball champion. Appreciate the love, Eric. Thank you for the big 5, my man. It's supposed to go the other way, though, just so you know. I'm supposed to give you money on your birthday, not you giving me money. I don't know what's up with that, but we'll get it figured out. I appreciate you. Thank you, Eric. So let's shift gears. We talked about it. I think we discussed it. If you want to continue the Rashada Cormani talk, burning the bridges, we can keep talking about it, and we can keep going in the comment section. I think this is a great topic to discuss. I do want to shift gears a little bit and talk about some transfer portal stuff here for a few minutes, because Canes fans have been continuing to ask, where are all of the departures? Where are the fireworks? When are the dominoes falling? Because everybody's been talking about 8 to 12 players leaving, and it seems like it's only been a handful. Well, we know now that, again, safety/linebacker Caleb Spencer has officially hit the portal. So that now puts Miami at 7 total that have entered the portal during this spring window. So those 7 are going to be Parrish, Sagapolu, Kelly, Bangora, who's a senior cornerback who played on the practice squad, Citizen, Brown, and Spencer. So that's going to be 7 players in total that have now hit the portal. So we're actually not too far off. Somewhere between 8 to 12, maybe as much as 15, depending on the interest in the portal, like, who Miami feels like they can bring in. But right now, sitting at 7 in that spring portal window. Hey, Burgos! Hey, yo! 40 months at level 2. Absolutely wild, my man. A. Burgos is an OG. Coop with Cam. This is the best opportunity in a long time. In college football, the quarterback is crucial. I agree. I mean, quarterback, if you don't have a baller of a quarterback, it's tough to win it all. It really is. The only other person that touches the ball every play other than the quarterback is the center. I know you can do some wildcat and some trickery and stuff, but the quarterback is the general out there, bro. You know what I mean? He's handing it to the running backs. He's throwing it to the receivers and the tight ends. You got to have a dog of a quarterback. Hey, Burgos, I appreciate the love, my man. So Canes up to 7 in the portal during the spring window. Just keep in mind also that the portal is open until the 30th. So they have until the end of the month. There are a few players that are rumored to hit the portal, and I'll be honest, I don't know what they're waiting for. I don't know if they're just kind of feeling things out, weighing their options, kind of seeing maybe also who might leave that could potentially open up some space. I don't know. But right now, sitting at 7. We talked about Parrish and Citizen being gone. You guys like Damian Martinez, right? I'm pretty sure everybody likes Damian Martinez. The running back out of Oregon State rushed for over 1,100 yards last season, 9 touchdowns, averaged 6.1 yards per carry. Now, I made a video about Damian Martinez and said that I do feel strongly that he could become a Miami Hurricane for a lot of reasons. Miami touched base right out of the gate. They got that first initial impression in place. I said in my video that Mario Cristobal was visiting him. I was wrong on that. I need to make sure that I add that. I was wrong on Mario Cristobal giving him an in-home visit. It was, at the very least, Matt Merritt. I don't know who else might have been there, but it wasn't Mario. But Matt Merritt was there. They did an in-home visit with him. And Miami is his final visit. So we get an opportunity to possibly make the first impression, and it looks like we definitely get the last final impression. So I think that's huge. As long as he doesn't commit on the spot to somewhere else and cancel his Miami visit, there's a really good shot here. And Cam Ward has been recruiting his butt off. Get me that running back from UNC. Are you talking about Hampton? Now, Hampton's not officially in the portal yet, right? I need to check and get an update on Omarion Hampton. Did he officially enter the portal or not? Because for a while there were rumors he was going to enter, and then I don't think he had yet. Is he officially in? Because I like Hampton too. I'm going to be straight up. I really like Martinez, but I really like Hampton. Let's check. Let's check the On3 portal tracker. Let's check it. Let's see if Hampton is officially in the portal. I don't know if he is yet. He might be. Okay, so he's not officially in the portal yet. Okay. So Hampton is not in the portal yet, but the running back from North Carolina is rumored to enter the portal, I believe. But I think he's supposed to. Yeah, I think that the plan is he's supposed to anyways. That's the rumor. But I'd take either one of those guys. Definitely. I mean, Hampton has played in the ACC. I like him. I like his athleticism, his size. I'd take either one. I'd definitely take either one. If you picture Martinez or Hampton in the backfield with Fletcher, bro. Yo. And then you got the speedsters on the back end, Wheatley, Humphrey, and Johnson. Lyle's going to be young. We'll have to see about A.J. Allen. We'll see, bro. We'll see. Hampton is not better than Martinez. I'd have to watch them and compare more closely. So I'm not going to compare the two, but I'd take either. I'm really big on Martinez, though. I'm really hype on Martinez, and I think most people are. But Hampton, there is a chance that Hampton doesn't hit the portal. I think Dudu might have even said that. Right. It's only rumored that Hampton will enter the portal. There's been nothing official. I don't know if he's going to enter, not going to enter. That's just what the rumor is. But officially, we pulled it up and checked. He's not in there as of April 19th at 10:20 p.m. Eastern Time. So, sending $20 to that wide receiver to Arizona to hit the portal real quick. Hit him up. You got his Cash App? We'll send him some money. So, Michael brings up a really interesting portal wide receiver. Mr. Sam Brown. I want to show you guys a clip here of Cam Ward throwing to a wide receiver, which I just spoiled it. So you guys already know who it is. Cam Ward out there throwing the ball. Let's see if it's got music. So Cam Ward was spotted throwing to wide receiver Sam Brown, who is out of Houston and actually played for Shannon Dawson in his first season. So Sam Brown would have 2 years of... My bad. Sam Brown would have 2 years of eligibility remaining. He's 6'2", roughly 195 pounds. Had 62 receptions last season for 815 yards and 3 touchdowns. So Sam Brown is another one that people are pretty hype on. They would like to see him at Miami. That would be another receiver. 6'2", I like him. And Cam Ward was throwing to him. That was yesterday or today. Let's see if we can get him pulled up here. Can I just search by team? Is it in alphabetical order? Hold on. Hold, please. Can I guess I could just do receivers. Well, it makes more sense to just do the teams. Yeah, it makes more sense to do that. How can I... How can I see all of them? Yeah, we can do it here. I'm blind as a bat. Because I wanted to make sure he's officially in, right? He is officially in. Okay, there we go. These ads. Got so much stuff going on. So Sam Brown, again, would have 2 years of eligibility left out of Houston. And the fact that Cam Ward was throwing to him is a good sign that there could be mutual interest there. And I know they could just be working out. I get that. But Cam Ward has been a very active recruiter as a player. That's what's really awesome about him. I know he's been really pushing that he wants Damian Martinez to come to Miami. He's all over Instagram Live and Twitter and all these places saying, we need Damian Martinez. I want him in the backfield behind me. And I think that's huge. I love seeing players recruit players. I think that's big. Martinez has that Nick Chubb size. Ooh. There's also the Georgia wide receiver. His name is escaping me at the moment. You guys know who I'm talking about? The young guy out of Georgia. Shoot, what was his name? That's another one that Canes fans are pretty interested in. Man, I'm going blank on his name. Somebody here remembers. Tyler. I think it's Tyler. Let's check. Was it Tyler Williams? That's another one. I don't know if there's any mutual interest there, but I know Canes fans want him. I know Canes fans really, really want the guy. Yeah. Tyler Williams. Yep. There he is. Tyler Van Dyke. Good one. Tyler Van Dyke, yeah. 6'2.5", 200 pounds. Young guy, would be a long-term player that you bring in. Again, don't know if there's any mutual interest there. Out of Lakeland, Florida. I know Canes fans really like this guy. So that's another one to keep an eye out. How tall is Brown? Brown is about 6'2". 6'2", 195. But it seems like he's already got some sort of relationship, at least partially, with Cam Ward. So that's a potential good sign. Lakeland kids aren't staying put. Apparently not. Dropping $3 million. Woo! I have heard, and I'm saying this towards the later half of this stream because I don't want people thinking I'm just straight dogging him and trying to stir things up. But things don't seem to be going too well for Tyler Van Dyke. I heard, I'm sure you guys saw the articles, that Tyler Van Dyke, we all know, went to Wisconsin, and he was considered the leader going into spring. That does not appear to be the case. They're all saying that Tyler Van Dyke needs to step up and take hold of the offense. He needs to be more vocal. He needs to be a leader, and he needs to just play better all around. So things are not looking too good for Tyler Van Dyke right now at Wisconsin. I'm not hating. I'm not throwing shade. It just goes to show that he was definitely a big part of the problem at Miami. Is that fair to say? I said many times last season that I feel like he was handcuffing Dawson and this offense. No excuses for Dawson either. Same thing I said about Mario. No freaking excuses. I don't care. But Dawson was in a pickle. He was. You had Tyler Van Dyke, the dude was cooked mentally. I don't know what he was doing. He was in la-la land all the time. He was scared. He was playing timid. He just lost it. He lost it. I don't even know if he ever had it. I think we still just overhyped him a bit. Rhett Lashley worked a miracle. Tyler Van Dyke flashed a little bit. It was kind of the perfect scenario. And then it seems like once teams figured him out, bro, it was game over. It was supposed to be the De'Aaron King show. He gets injured. That doesn't work out. Tyler Van Dyke has to play. He comes out. He slings it. And then teams figured him out, and he's actually not that dude. So I think we overhyped him a bit. The coaches bought into it as well. I don't know what he looked like at practice. And there's coach speak. They said he was practicing good, but something wasn't adding up. But then Dawson had Tyler Van Dyke. Jakari, who was a totally different skill set, and I believe has a high ceiling, but he himself said he was still working on his game. And a young Emery. So I think that made it extra tough on Dawson. And you got to adapt, but sometimes you're very limited in what you have to work with for whatever reason. And Tyler Van Dyke put the team in a very tough spot last season. I put at least one or two losses on him. Literally on him. So it just goes to show that we're all crazy. At least I'm crazy. But if Tyler Van Dyke goes to Wisconsin and they're saying the exact same things, that's a different set of coaches. That's a change of scenery. That's somewhere different. And if he's still having those exact same problems, he was definitely contributing to the issues in 2023. That's fair to say, right? Brig, what's up? Yo! I appreciate you jumping in, Brig. I got 3 people in here from my gaming streams. That means a lot. Thank you, Brig. I really couldn't understand, Coop. Why was everybody so hype on TVD? He didn't really impress me when I first saw him. It was just the way he looked under Rhett Lashley for a bit when he was coming out and he was slinging it. I know it sounds crazy to say this, Randy, but I think it was kind of just the perfect storm there for a bit. And then TVD got exposed. I'm not trying to keep harping on the dude because he's gone. I know. Coop, we got Cam Ward. Well, you still on about TVD? I just bring it up because I think we do see the offense look quite a bit different. Not even just because Cam Ward is a totally different skill set when compared to Tyler Van Dyke, but I think Dawson will feel a little more confident, a little more comfortable, and maybe he can maintain that aggression. When he had the whole quote of "you get conservative, you get beat." Hopefully, with a guy like Cam Ward, he can actually stay aggressive. He got hurt and he got rattled. That's also true. That's also true, John. So I think that's all I had. I think those were some great discussions talking about the bridges being burned, transfer portal update. They're still expecting, so we're at 7. There's still going to be at least 2 to 5 more players supposedly hit the portal. So we're going to find out. Damian Martinez's visit supposedly went great, but that's what they always say. I'm not going to sugarcoat that either. They're always going to say the visit went great. You want good publicity out there. We'll see how the visits go. Sam Brown could be definitely a potential portal target with Cam Ward throwing to him this afternoon. And I guess that's it. Should we open up the phone lines? Is there anything else? Any particular topics you guys want to discuss? I spoke my piece. How does a visit with Prime 112 go poorly? What do most people get there? Steak? Maybe you cooked the steak incorrectly. See, I'm all about no pink. Well done, Nick. And if that chef brings that steak out and there's pink in the middle, I'm pissed. I'm committing elsewhere. I'm out. You could definitely mess it up. Yep. What's up, Arthur? I heard Jake Garcia at ECU might get the starting job. I hope he does. That man's been through a lot. Jake Garcia's been through a lot, and I hope he's successful. I hope Jakari Brown is successful wherever he goes. Chris wanted to talk about Jakari Brown for a minute. I hope Jakari Brown is super successful. I hope he balls out. I hope Tyler Van Dyke does well. I want all these guys to succeed, just not when they play Miami, just like we say. Absolutely. Still rooting for Jake. Me too. I remember the night when we found out Jake Garcia committed. Remember, they spooled it for him. He was going to come up to the podium, and the announcer person said, Jake Garcia with the Miami Hurricanes. And then he, in the live stream on Instagram, I remember him typing, and he was like, guys, it's not Miami. I haven't made the announcement yet. And then he announces Miami. They like pulled stuff out of a bag or something. I remember that because we did a live hangout during the Jake Garcia announcement. Heck, I remember the Tate Martell announcement. I don't know what that dude's up to right now, but it ain't playing football. I know that. I appreciate the support tonight, Mullet Run. I was very excited about this topic because I feel very passionate about it. And I know so many people are split, so I love discussing it. Just like I love discussing the Jakari Brown stuff, but people get butthurt. People can't just talk about it. They can't have mature conversations. They always got to bring other stuff into the mix. Last year around this time, according to Canes, TVD was supposed to be a top QB in college football. Now, you're not wrong. You're not wrong, Snoop. But here's the thing. It's pretty much every team, is it not? Florida State fans are hyped on DJ, talking about how good of a spring he's going to have and how good the team looks. Tennessee's saying that about their team and their quarterback. It's that same thing. Most fans want to be excited about the season, so they're going to be pretty positive. Coaches are always going to speak highly of their players. It's their players. It's their team. People also don't understand with the media. How come the media doesn't ask the tough questions? How come the media doesn't come out and put these things out there? They're credentialed like with the school, like they're allowed to go in and do the interview. So they might harp on them a little bit, but they're not going to trash them. They're not going to write an article and say, Tyler Van Dyke looked terrible out there today. Wow, he sucks. We're screwed. When Mario Cristobal was at the podium and he said, Tyler Van Dyke had a great practice today. Obviously still needs to work on some things, but he'll get it together before kickoff of the first game. That's a way behind the scenes to get that stuff yanked and pulled real quick. So I do get it. I totally get it though, bro. I definitely get it. FSU Spring Showcase is tomorrow, so we'll see. Now, Mike Norvell doesn't do an actual game, correct? Doesn't Mike Norvell do some kind of thing where he splits them up into groups and there's like multiple things going on the field at the same time? It's not like a traditional like game with 4 quarters, right? It's kind of weird. It's like a glorified practice. Okay, I'll check it out for sure. But I know a lot of Florida State fans were upset, Nick, because they're like, come on, we want a first look. Like, come on. And then I saw a lot of Florida State fans saying, chill. Like, this is the way Mike Norvell does things. It had an undefeated regular season last year. Trust the process. Let him do his thing. It's not exciting, but just let it play out. At least we aren't the Gators playing tug of war. The good thing is, Snoop, we can all make fun of Florida. We can all make fun of Florida. So we've got that in common. Poor FSU trolls got to come to a Cane stream to try to be cool. It's a televised practice, but the last third is 11 on 11. Okay, gotcha. So I guess that's all I've got. I'm just debating on if I should open up the phone lines or if we call it and it's a short night. What should we do? I was hype on Emory. Emory still has potential. He still has potential. That QB2 spot, though, bro. I hate it because so many people judged off of the spring game. And if we're all being honest, Poff looked terrible. Can we be real? Reese Poffenbarger looked terrible in the spring game. But leading up to the spring game, we heard nothing but good things. We can't judge everything off the spring game because, again, I sound like a broken record, but the spring game is basically a fan event. You would like to hope that those guys come out there and they look prepared and they play well. But overall, I don't put too much stock into the spring game. I have to trust. Hey, it's failed us many times, but we don't really have a choice. I have to trust that the coaching staff puts these players where they need to be based off of their evaluations during the close scrimmages and the practices. Because all this stuff the media pumps out, myself included, are only seeing a glimpse into practice. The spring game was a fan event. Maybe Poff had a bad day. Maybe he looked light years ahead of that in every scrimmage and every practice, and he had a bad day at the spring game. I've heard Emory was struggling a bit. He looked a little bit better in the spring game. Is it a scenario of practicing well but not doing well game time? There's so many things, right? So many things. But the QB2 spot is going to be interesting because when Jakari was here, I thought they were going to redshirt Emory, and QB2 was going to be Jakari and or Poff. It just depended on the opponent. That was my official prediction. Jakari leaving changes that a bit. Is it going to be Poff? I don't know. I know. I heard that, Kyle. Ole Miss. I know. What's Lane Kiffin doing, bro? Come on now. He's going to be the coach at Miami when Mario Cristobal leaves. All right, so people say they have questions. All right, we'll run this thing till 11. We'll stay live for about 20 more minutes. We'll open up the phone lines. We can talk about whatever you guys want. But if you want to talk about the portal, I'm down. If you want to talk about spring game or spring practice, I'm down. And I'm definitely down to talk about where to draw the line with bringing players back in. Jaden Rashada, Cormani, other examples, burning bridges. I'm definitely down to talk about that stuff. What's scary is without Cam, Poff would be the starter. We'll see. We'll see, but yes, it's probably going to be Poff. I really think they want to preserve Emory if they can, and here's the straight up. Poff more so matches Cam Ward's skill set than Emory. I am not comparing Poff to Cam. I'm not, because I feel like that's going to be two totally different levels. We're talking about a dude who came from Albany and comparing him to a dude who was deciding between Miami or NFL. But when we're talking about the style, the way that they play, the ability to extend plays, Emory and Cam aren't as much of a match as Cam and Poff. So we'll see. We'll see. I think that makes it an easier transition if Cam goes down and you need to throw someone out there. You don't really have to switch up the defense very much, or offense. You don't have to change up your offensive game plan that much. Obviously, you do a little, but not that much. Do you think Plaz will start sometime this year? I think if Miami can get some big leads in some of those early games, I'm not talking about Florida, obviously, but some of those lesser opponents, I think they give Plaz an opportunity to show out and see if he can put his money where his mouth is, because we all know Plaz likes to run his mouth, and I mean that as a good thing. He likes to trash talk. I think they give him an opportunity to play a bit, but my take on young guys is it's just very hard to earn playing time. It's very rare that those young guys see significant snaps unless it's out of necessity. Either you are just a straight dog. You're not just all bark, you're bite as well. Or it's out of necessity. A guy goes down and you have to thrust the young man out there. You got to throw him in the fire. As far as going out there and earning snaps, a bunch of them, I don't see that with many of the freshmen. That's why I would open the door for Rashada. I don't know, man. It was overwhelming no for Rashada. Coop, can I ring the line? Sure. Yeah, what was your area code again, Zach Jones? So we'll run this thing till 11. We'll run this thing to 11. Let me get the phone line open up. Again, you know the topics, but you can bring something else to the table if you want. We won't get to a ton of them tonight, but we'll try to take a couple. We'll definitely try to take a couple. Speaking of, oh, I might have cut it off. I might have hit the wrong button. I think I just hung up on Nick. Did I hang up on you, Nick? All right, everybody call me back. Call me back. John beat you guys. Yo, John.
What up, Coop?
You beat Nick out. I think I hung up on Nick. Look, it's going to look like I did this on purpose, John, because Nick is a Florida State fan. And I hung up on him and took your call, and you're a Miami fan. This is a bad look for me.
That happens, hey.
Yeah,
You win some, you lose some.
Misclick. My bad. So what's up, John?
Not much, man. Just figured we talk about one of the topics you were discussing was when do we forgive people that have maybe spurned us in the past? Yeah.
Where does John draw that line? Because it's different for everybody.
It's how they do it. It's about I guess it's more like along what Dudu said. Did you disrespect us on the way out? I feel both Rashada and Cormani did.
Okay.
It's the way it was done. Cormani sneaking up to Colorado. our coach is showing up at his home and he's not there.
Yeah.
That's just bad taste.
What about,
in my opinion,
what about tossing the hat? I always love talking about that. Is that past the line? Is that
showmanship? That's a little bit different.
Okay.
That's all for clicks and views and showmanship. I mean, you can't take that seriously. It's a hat, but to have the coaches waste their time the way they did, to make them look like clowns.
Yeah. Yeah,
that to me is unexcusable.
They're definitely not going to take that lightly, especially someone like Mario Cristobal, who rarely sleeps. So then when he could be in home with someone else and he takes the time.
Yeah, who did they not go to?
Exactly.
That they could have been to rather than him.
Exactly. And they're going to remember that. It's why we said you have to be very careful. This applies to outside of football. I'm not trying to give people a life lesson, but try to not burn bridges, because I'm serious. You never know.
Well, they got to treat it like it's a business, because that's what it is now.
Yeah, it is. There's a lot more at stake now. I mean, you potentially could miss out on a bigger NIL opportunity later down the road because you did something silly like that during the recruiting process. It could cost you.
Exactly. I mean, these kids think, I can get all these, views on Twitter or X, excuse me, or something like that, and they think it's all worth it. But then in the backside, they're a year or two into their program, they want to go elsewhere. People have memories. They really do.
And the reality is, most of that social media stuff is going to be short term for these guys. It's not going to be something that they do full time, even if football doesn't pan out, because there's a very small percentage of people that make it full time in content creation and stuff. And I have a perfect example. Leonard Taylor. Leonard Taylor has been trying for months to push his Twitch channel. And this is not a shot at Leonard Taylor. I'm a Leonard Taylor fan. But he's been trying to get likes on his tweets and saying, hey, come hang out on Twitch. And he's struggling to average 1 or 2 viewers per stream. Because he was kind of trying to ride the whole, I know, he would title it, former Miami Hurricane plays Call of Duty. And he couldn't pull more than 2 people watching the stream at a time. So is it really worth it for some of these guys, like you just said, who will pull a little stunt so they can get some Instagram likes or something, when later on those people aren't going to be there? It's not worth it.
They're not going to have your back when the poo-poo hits the fan.
Exactly.
And you need someplace to go.
Yep.
I mean, my problem with Cormani is if he couldn't hack it at Colorado and their defense was abysmal, made our defense look great last year, then why would we want it?
So
seriously.
I already know where you stand, but in case people were just tuning in, you were a no to Rashada and Cormani, right?
Oh, yeah, I was no to both of them.
Okay.
Both on the way they behave, the drama, because drama is a cancer to any team. That was the one thing that Mario said when he first arrived. He had to change the culture.
Mm-hmm.
And it can't be all about me scenario. And those 2 players, it's all about them. From the start, it's always been, look at me, I'm this, I'm that. Where Mario's, it's about the team. It's about everybody.
And that, honestly, that would make Mario look like a big hypocrite. I feel like then if he went and welcomed Rashada or McClain.
Or Cormani.
Yeah, either one.
We could very easily go for that kid coming out of LSU. I mean, I prefer to take a chance on him.
And I know that a lot of people were upset because they're saying that neither of these guys are a take. But I just wanted to use them as an example because they're hot names. Everybody's talking about them, right?
And they both burned us in spectacular ways.
Exactly. As soon as they announced Cormani was hitting the transfer portal, all you have to do is go to the tweet on Twitter, go under Hayes Fawcett or any of those. Every other tweet is people either saying, don't come back to Miami, or people saying, come to Miami. So it's worth talking about it just because it is a hot topic amongst Canes fans. Again, I don't want people to think, once again, that I'm implying that there's interest here. Just as John said, with the way Mario likes to run the ship, I find it highly unlikely that he would entertain either one of them in any capacity, in any
Mario
way.
seems like the type that holds a grudge.
Yeah.
I mean, just putting it plain out there. He's the type that you got me once. That's the only time you're going to do it.
Yeah.
Everybody, like last year, everybody's beating up on TVD, and yeah, granted, he's not anything that we needed. The kid got hurt a lot. I think his psyche is done. I just think mentally, I think he's done with football. I really do.
I keep saying it, and I feel like people, how do I word this? I just never want to sound like that I'm giving Dawson a pass. You know what I mean? Like, he did some very questionable stuff, but I swear TVD hurt the team so freaking much. He really did.
Oh, if you didn't plan on his passes being underthrown, you weren't doing your job, because he never was leading our receivers. Never. That was not. You can watch all his game film. I don't care from even when he was, killing it. He wasn't leading the guys. It was the receivers fighting for the ball, coming back to it.
Yeah. And they're literally talking at Wisconsin about how they wish he would be more vocal, and that he would be a leader. And I'm like,
you got to be a general on that field.
Yeah, I'm like,
that's your job.
Did you not research him before you brought him in?
Yeah.
I'm not hating on the dude,
but
that he doesn't. The thing with Tyler Van Dyke is he didn't pretend to be a different guy, though. You know what I mean? Like, he always said, I'm very quiet, I'm kind of reserved, I like to just show it on the field, I'm not super vocal. And then you go get him out of the portal and then complain about him not being vocal. I guess it was one of those scenarios, when people do that on those videos and they show some crazy chick and they're like, I can fix her. I feel like it was that with TVD, like, we can fix him. Bring him in.
Look at all the good game film. Yeah,
exactly.
He'll be healed. I think a lot of his problems is his injuries, yada yada. No, it's not just that.
Yep.
Cam Ward, I think, is a lot more of a general on the field than than TVD ever was. Hell, Emory was a better general on the field, and he was a freshman.
Mm-hmm. It's true.
We were not that far from being able to take Florida State down last year. He breaks his arm, and then TVD comes in. There goes the game.
Mm-hmm.
The kid took. You're having a freshman in his second, really big start. He's playing Florida State, and he takes them all the way to the finish. That's pretty darn good.
Yeah, I agree.
So but the big thing is, I like you were saying, it's if you're going to take a player and welcome them in, they can't be something that's going to be a negative for your team. Talent or no talent, it's all about the culture.
Yeah.
It really is.
And that was the biggest counter argument I saw from a lot of Canes fans, was they were saying, forget all of that stuff. If it's a guy we think is talented, bring him in. And in a lot of scenarios, it's just not worth that.
Anybody remember Antonio Bryant?
Yeah.
There's another guy. All the talent in the world, but a cancer on the team. It was all showmanship about himself. You can't do that. And the best teams that have ever played, there was no one player that stood out and took, that was, I'm the stud here. The 01, 02, 01, 02 teams, that was a collection of good, talented players that played together, and nobody thought they were better than the other. As far as, it's all about me, you guys are just, here to, support me. It was all about the team. Those guys all hung out together. They did things together. It was a team mentality. And that's how you develop a real good squad, is you have a team mentality. And if you have a guy that's out there, it's all about him and what he wants, that is not a guy you want on your team.
Yeah, and I already mentioned...
He's not about team.
Exactly. I already mentioned the Antoine Jackson example, but as soon as I saw how Mario approached that, I knew there's just no way. I'd be shocked if they actually did touch base with either one of those guys. I don't.
Yeah, I do, because Antoine Jackson did far less
Yeah,
be offensive.
it really did. It just followed a girl, right? And as I said,
Yeah,
he was
all of
literally
us have done dumb stuff over girls. I mean, every one of us should remember that.
yeah. He was tagging people who he thought could get in contact with Mario and saying, "Hey, make sure he sees this tweet. Hey, can you like?" The dude was literally almost on his hands and knees begging, and Mario did not give him the time of day. Did not even acknowledge him, as far as I know. That tells you all you need to know.
Yep. Burn me once. That's all you get.
Yep. So hey, John.
Hopefully Mario can show us something this year.
He has to. Okay. I'm impatient just like the rest of us Canes fans.
Mm-hmm.
I'm willing to really say next year to be the show me year. I just hate that we only get Cam Ward for one. So, like, there's really not going to be an excuse for this year, right? Like,
he's going to have to get 9 or 10 wins.
Yeah. He's
got to.
I think to get Canes fans to say, okay, maybe we do have something here. Let's chill out for a minute. It has to be 10. 10 plus has to be. Anything if we roll back into the single digit win column, Canes fans are going to pick up the pitchforks and torches and they're going to riot. Because this was Miami's one shot to build a team around this top transfer portal quarterback, and Mario's got to put it all together. I wish if Cam Ward is as advertised, we had him for 2. Because I'd like to see that year 3 with the same coordinators. I'd love to see that.
That would be nice. That would be wonderful. I really think Mario has to take him into the ACC championship game for Canes fans not to be freaking out.
Fair, yeah.
I really do. I mean, I think he's got to go that far with it. I mean, we've been in the ACC far too long to have never, taken ourselves to the promised land.
Yeah.
And especially with, with all the lawsuits going on with the ACC now, how much longer is it going to exist?
I mean, that's true. Nobody knows. So, could be any time.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
nice.
But I hope you're doing well. Hope you and the wife are good. Hope everything's good for you. And it's a Canes thing. It's all about the you.
Always.
That's all I got to say.
Always. Nothing but love. I enjoy having these conversations. I think it's fun.
I do.
At the end of the day, we don't make these decisions. It's just fun to talk about it, react to it, give our opinions. Because everybody's got a voice here. You put it out there, and hundreds, sometimes thousands of people are seeing it. So that's what's important.
Yep.
I think it's fun. So, John, appreciate you calling in tonight. Thank you for the love, and we'll keep it rolling for a little bit longer. So,
you be good, man.
Hey, appreciate you, bro.
All right, man.
All right,
bye.
Peace. Always love it when John calls in. Good, level-headed conversation. Great takes. Love it when John O'Mara calls in. That's my dude. Next year can't be the show me year because of some of those prize recruits from the 2022 and 2023 class are going to jump ship if Mario can't win 10 with Cam Ward. That's fair. That's fair. I hate it because we had to get rid of Gaddis and Steele. No question. Gaddis was a bust. Steele was a washed-up old man that couldn't relate to any of the players. But now we're on year 2 with mostly the same staff and the same coordinators. There are teams that work miracles in year 1. I just know Miami is not lucky enough to have that happen. It's not about luck, I know, but it's Miami. So year 3 is where I want to really take it and be like, okay, where's this thing at? And how is it looking? Looking ahead. How's it looking? How's it shaping up? But this year with bringing in Cam Ward, the expectations are going to be through the roof again, and understandably so. So hopefully Mario doesn't set himself up for failure in the 4th year. In the 4th year. This is year 3. Imagine Mario comes out and they do take a big jump. What's up, Nate? Good to see you, bro. Imagine they do take a big jump and Miami wins 11. And we play for the ACC. I don't know if they win it, but that's a big jump to go from 7 wins to 11. Then we have no Cam Ward. At the moment, it would be Poff, Emery, Judd, and I guess Nickel. But then we don't know who else comes in. That's what makes it so hard to do future predictions. You don't know who might come in through recruiting, but you definitely don't know who's coming in through the transfer portal. But then what if Miami doesn't find themselves in a position where they have a supposed NFL caliber quarterback if Cam Ward is as advertised, and then Mario takes a step back in year 4? So what if we go from 11 wins to back to 8? That got many coaches fired. As soon as they took a chunk, a decent step forward, but then went back, they then got fired. Go back and look at the history. I pulled up the numbers on stream one night. Mario's not going anywhere for a while because he's the chosen one. He's the former player. He has ties to the program. It's who everyone wanted, and they finally forked over the cash and made it happen. A lot of the people with big-time money felt like this was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. So he's not going anywhere for 5 minimum, but definitely even longer than that. But he could definitely lose the fan base almost entirely. I feel like if he takes a giant leap and then takes a step back. It's got to be up until it leads to a conference championship at least, or a college football playoff experience or something like that. Because again, look at the past. He got so many coaches fired. Because we instantly go into panic mode and we say, well, now we're not going forward anymore. This thing isn't trending up. We're going backwards. What are we going to do? Well, we got to fire the head man. Obviously. How else are we going to fix this? We got to can him. We got to bring in fresh blood. So we'll see. Let's open back up, y'all. I need to get Zach Jones in here. He's been trying to call in for weeks. Let's get Zach Jones in here, the Georgia Tech fan. He's been calling in. He's been trying. I want to get him in here. I think this is him. I got you next, Nick. Hey, yo!
Coop!
Is this my man? I'm talking Georgia Tech fan. Them dirty, stinking Yellow Jackets. Zach Jones?
This is him.
It is him. I'm going to clap it up. We've been trying to... We've been trying to get you in here for a bit, and stuff continues to not work out. But we made it happen.
Dude, I work in a jail, and I work night shift. I work 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. So every time you're streaming, I'm always at work.
Dang.
Yeah.
I've always thought, how long have you been doing that, if you don't mind?
I started in, let me see, December of 22.
22? Okay. Is that
so
like...
almost a year and a half.
Is that... How do I ask this? Is that like a scary job to have? Are you like always like looking over your shoulder or?
Not really, because
No.
see, like me personally, I'm 19, right? So I'm not old enough to be a deputy yet.
Mm-hmm.
So I sit in the tower. I open doors for the deputies. I watch the deputies when they go in and do security rounds. I answer questions like if the inmates want to know their court dates, stuff like that. I do stuff like that. So it's not really. It's not that bad. I mean, once I become a deputy, it'll become a little bit more stressful. But as of now, it's a real easy job. I go in. I mean, after 11 o'clock, the inmates are sleeping, so I can literally just watch YouTube for the rest of the night. I mean, it's a pretty easy job.
It's cool because since this community has people that do all sorts of different things, we can get input
I've been wearing the
on
canes for
questions
life
like
to
that,
BB
so it's
games.
fun.
Right.
So let's talk here for a second. Georgia Tech has had their spring game, the white and gold game. How are Georgia Tech fans feeling? Are you hyped?
Dude, I tell you what, every single year the season ends, like the second the season ends, I have withdrawal symptoms, and then the spring game happens, and I have even more withdrawal symptoms, and I can't wait for August. Just my only thing I'm scared about is our defensive line, more specifically our edge rushers. We have lost. Just to tell you, we brought in Iota Fossey. He's an edge from FSU. We brought him in December. He transferred out recently. We brought in a guy from Furman. His name's Jack Barton. His grandfather played at Georgia Tech. We brought him in December. He's transferred out. Our defensive line, like I said, more specifically the edge position, our depth is not it at all. And we had the worst run defense in D1 FBS Power 5 football last year. Whatever you want to do at Georgia Tech, it was terrible. Our defense was terrible. And if we don't get some guys in, I know I come in the streams and I hype Cam Ward up, and I try making you feel good with the Cam Ward hype.
I appreciate that.
And the Miami hype. I'm telling you, when y'all come to Atlanta, I'm going to that game. If we do not fix our defense in these remaining 10 days, if we don't get at least maybe 2 guys in, 2-3 guys for some depth, Cam Ward's gonna at least put up probably 150, 200 yards on our defense, because it's not it. I like our offense, but the defense, it ain't good.
So you do feel like, though, if you could bring in a few additional bodies, that it is fixable, though, right? Or you're pretty screwed. Hypothetical.
We brought in a brand new DC, or I won't even say that. Like, our defensive staff, we don't have one single defensive staff member from last year that is on the staff for 2024. Everybody is brand new. Defensive line, DC, cornerbacks, everybody is brand new. So the defense is going to be pretty brand new. So I don't know. It's like last year. It's really going to answer the question on whether or not it was a coaching problem or if it was a personnel problem. I personally think it was a huge mix of both. Our defensive coaching was a huge problem, but that's not something that you want to wait and see, because, like, look, we play FSU in Ireland for game 1.
That's going to be crazy.
If we go into that game and say it really is still a personnel problem, we're screwed. We are screwed.
I mean, you pretty much just got to see it game 1, right? Like, it's just tough to say where you stand.
I think we play FSU game 1, and then we come home, we play Georgia State, and then we play then we go on the road and we play Syracuse. Then we come back home and play VMI at home. I would say by the time we come back home and we play VMI, so that's game 4 or week 5. I would say week 5 I'll know for a fact. But the thing that scares me with that is I would rather not find out. I kind of just want to already know, because, I mean, it's like you said. I mean, if we bring in 2 more guys, would I feel more comfortable? Yes. But at the same time, I really don't know, dude. It scares me so much that I don't even know how to put my thoughts out there because of how our defense looked last year.
That's fair. And I was looking, I have your schedule up on the screen at the moment. I didn't realize that we're sandwiched between bye weeks against you.
Yeah.
So you take on Virginia Tech at Lane Stadium, bye week. Then we play you at your house, then bye week again.
And then we play NC State at a Thursday night.
And then Georgia. Dang.
We play at UNC. We play Notre Dame, which is technically still a home game for us, but it's at Mercedes-Benz, so it's a neutral site, even though it's literally 5 minutes down the road from us. Then we play at Virginia Tech. Then y'all come down here, but of course you already know Miami's going to be favored in that game. Then we play NC State here at home. NC State's going to be favored in that unless we're having like an amazing season. And then we play Georgia. So I mean, we have I don't know if you know, we have the preseason as of now. We have the number 6 toughest schedule in the country. So
I agree. That's actually kind of tough. I mean, you got a couple here with Georgia State. Well, I mean, again, it depends on how you want to look at it, but VMI and stuff. But outside of that, man, this is pretty, like, especially if you turn around and look at our schedule. Like, if I guess I can't really do that with my current setup, but if you put them side by side, like, you guys got it pretty rough.
Dude, I've been wanting to talk to you about y'all's schedule. I will be honest with you. I know Miami fans. I've told countless Miami fans there is no reason, and I'm going to say this with a 100% certainty. If y'all lose, I won't say lose. If y'all win, if y'all do not win more, at least 9 games. I'll give y'all 8 at the very least. If y'all don't win at least 9 games, I mean, y'all play 8 games in the state of Florida. 8 games in the state of Florida, and the hardest one is Florida State, and y'all play that at home. Y'all play at Florida. That's just, we're not even going to talk about that. That's not even worth discussing because Florida's just, God. And then y'all play the Florida A&M Rattlers at home, Ball State at home, USF away. I mean, y'all schedule it.
And you're right. I want to add that when you were making that comment, I was holding up 4, but no, you're right, because when you count Miami's home games, so you're counting the ones we play at Hard Rock. So you're saying just in Florida in general. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Y'all play 8 games in the state of Florida. So I mean, and the ones that y'all play away, it's Florida A&M and USF. So it's like I mean, unless there's just like a huge upset, y'all should win. There's been Miami fans that tell me like, oh, I'm crazy that like my expectations are way too high for y'all, and not just Miami fans tell me that. Everybody tells me that because everybody likes to pick on Miami, and I get it, but at the same time I don't. But I mean, there's no reason y'all should win at least 9 games this season. Minus Georgia Tech, of course, but.
So let me ask you this. Look, Zach, it's beyond early. It's spring just finished. Far too early prediction question here. Who finishes with more wins in 2024, Georgia Tech or Miami?
It should be Miami.
Okay.
Should be. I would see. Right now, I have Georgia Tech. I did my way too early predictions. I have us going 7-5, way too early.
With losses to who? You remember?
I have losses to. Let me see. I have your stream pulled up. You have our schedule pulled up, right?
Yep.
I would say we would probably have losses to. What did I say? 7-5.
Yep.
I would say we're probably going to lose to Florida State. We're probably going to lose to Georgia. I have a feeling y'all are going to get y'all's payback and y'all are going to beat us at home, which I'm going to that game, so I hope not, but I have a feeling. We play at Louisville. That's going to be very tough. I feel like we may lose that one. And then NC State comes here and they play us at home on a Thursday night game. NC State's going to be tough. I feel like they might get the upper hand at home as well. But I see us pulling an upset against Virginia Tech. I have a strong feeling that we could beat Notre Dame in Atlanta this year.
Okay.
I think we could beat UNC. I think we could beat Duke. And then, of course, Georgia State and VMI, I think we could beat them. But, I mean, I would say ceiling for us this year is like 7-5, floor 5-7. I could see either one of those, 7-5, 5-7, 6-6. I could see anywhere around there.
But so let me ask you, from a Georgia Tech fan, based on if those wins and losses are correct, would you feel like that you're trending in the right direction? Or is it kind of stagnant and you're just chilling?
I think so, because I mean we went 7-6 this year with a bowl win over UCF. So I mean I think so, because especially with this would be Brent Key's second full year as head coach. So I think we would be I would say if we don't make a bowl game, it would be kind of like a punch in the gut. If we don't make a bowl game, it would be a major punch in the gut because of like the success we had last year. And I know I can already imagine people are watching. They're going to be like, "Oh my God, Georgia Tech went 7-6 last year. You're calling that success. You're calling that success. You got to keep in mind, Georgia Tech from 2019 to 2022, we had the worst Georgia Tech head coach of all time. Like, that's no joke. He never won more than 3 games a season. His name's Jeff Collins. He's now the DC at UNC as of this year. Coming off of him, then Brent Key takes over. He goes 4-4 as the interim, and then in his very first full year, he goes 7-6. So I think we are trending in the right direction as of now. But if we do not make a bowl game, I would say it would be a punch in the gut, but I don't think it would necessarily mean that it would stop our, what would you say, trendingness? Would that be the word?
That's fair. Even if it's not, I know where you're going with it. So, yeah.
Yeah. Now, hey, y'all's schedule, though.
Now, okay, so from an outside perspective, at what point can Canes fans consider the 2024 season, I don't want to say successful, but not a failure? Does that make sense? Like, does it have to be double-digit wins? Because that's what Canes fans are calling for. It's got to be 10
I don't
plus.
think so.
No?
I think if y'all win 8 or 9, I think you can call it a success. I think y'all should win. I think y'all should win at least 9 games. If y'all win 8, personally, if I was a Miami fan, and if I'm looking at this schedule, because I'll go ahead and tell you, I have y'all beating Florida. I have y'all beating Florida A&M. I have y'all beating Ball State. I have y'all beating USF. I have y'all beating Virginia Tech. So y'all should open the year 1-0, 2-0, 3-0, 4-0, 5-0. Y'all should beat Cal, even though that's a long journey. You got to go to California.
I'm scared about that.
Journey.
I'm not going to lie.
Y'all should be 6-0. I have Louisville beating y'all. Y'all are playing at Louisville. I have Louisville beating y'all. I have y'all pulling an upset and beating Florida State. I think Duke is going to be a tough one because of the Manny Diaz situation. Y'all may get upset there. Y'all should beat Georgia Tech. Y'all should beat Wake Forest. Y'all should beat Syracuse. I see at the very most losses to Louisville, possibly Duke, and possibly Florida State. I see maybe 3 losses, at the very most 4 losses, maybe, and that's counting Virginia Tech if y'all aren't able to pull Virginia Tech out. But I mean, there's no reason, because you got to think, if y'all lose more than 4 games, that would mean y'all's toughest teams is Florida State, Louisville, Virginia Tech, and probably, who would you say? Would it be Florida or Georgia Tech? Who would you say?
That Miami might lose to? Like if they dropped one?
Would you say is the tougher team next year, Florida or Georgia Tech?
People aren't going to like this. Right now, I'm going to have to say Florida, and it's not because I think Florida is good. I don't like playing Florida game 1 in the swamp.
At them, at Florida. So I mean, I 100% understand, but I mean, if that's what you're saying, so your 4 toughest teams, and you can say if you disagree with this, but I would say it's Florida State, Louisville, Florida, and Virginia Tech. I would say it's between Virginia Tech and Georgia Tech. Then, if you're saying y'all are gonna, if you're saying, like, to any Miami fans that are saying, oh, there's no way we win 9 or more games, that means you're saying that y'all are going to lose to Florida State, Florida, Virginia Tech, Louisville, and you're probably going to lose to freaking Duke or Georgia Tech or another team. I don't see y'all losing I don't see y'all losing that many games that are, like, I guess you would say 50-50. Because I think this year y'all are probably going to be in a 50-50 situation with Florida State. Y'all are going to be probably favored against Florida.
I think so. Yeah.
I think Louisville's going to be a 50-50 situation. I don't see Miami losing that many 50-50 games. I don't see it.
No, that's fair. I think that's a pretty level-headed take. What always scares me is the thing that I can't back up with numbers and facts and stuff. I mean, I guess I kind of can, but it's just the fact that it's Miami.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I say every year that I can sit here and dissect the schedule and make a good, solid argument for winning almost every single game on it. But then when it comes time to actually play football, Miami finds a way to screw something up. I'm not being negative. I'm not saying that's going to be the case, but it's funny because I do almost factor that in when I do my season predictions and stuff. I'm always like, one game we weren't supposed to lose and we find a way to screw it up, and then I'll throw that into the prediction.
I think if there's one, honestly, this year, and you may disagree with this, I already said it before. I think it's Duke. I know some people.
Man,
I know some people may.
No.
I know some people may say Cal for y'all because y'all have to travel to Cal. I just think Duke. I don't think by any means Duke is good this year. I don't think they are at all. But upsets do happen. I mean, look at last year. We lost the freaking Bowling Green
Zach,
last year. GD Bowling Green.
Listen, if Mario loses to Manny in Manny's first year at Duke at Hard Rock, can we fire Mario on the spot? Can we pull an Al Golden?
Okay, you know what? Let's not even say that. Let's just say y'all's upset game might be Cal. Let's not even talk about Duke.
Okay.
It's going to be Cal, okay?
Manny versus Mario is going to be the showdown of a lifetime. There's going to be so much hype going into this game, and I swear, if Manny, I've said this time and time again, but if Manny comes into Hard Rock and makes Mario Cristobal look like a big dumbass, it's gonna be. I'm logging out of Twitter. Heck, I might delete my Twitter account. I will not be on social media for at least a couple weeks. I'll upload YouTube videos, but I can't pull up Twitter because it'll be so bad.
Hey, I got a tough question for you, Coop.
Okay, I like those.
This is it's not really that tough. It's more so of a I want to know your honest opinions, and this is like I've not really talked to a Miami fan. You're the biggest Miami fan I know. I mean, 23,500 subscribers on YouTube. You're the biggest Miami fan I know. I want to know your honest opinions on that game last year, and I'll go before you say anything. I want to tell you mine, okay?
Okay.
Georgia Tech versus Miami. And you know, I have a YouTube channel. It's not that big. I have like 100 or so subscribers. Not that big. If I said this in a video, people in the comments, if anybody would comment, they would cook me. That was not a fumble. It was not a fumble. Y'all should not have ran the ball, but it was not a fumble. And I want to know your honest opinions on that. I want to know, because I've been dying to talk to you about that, because I've seen tons of people saying, oh, we shouldn't have ran the ball. And then I've seen tons of people saying, oh, it wasn't a fumble. I want to know your honest opinions.
So before I dive into it,
okay,
I know that's not why you're calling in, but I did want to link your channel in the live chat. Don't worry, I'm not stalling. I already have my answer. I'm ready to go. You guys go show Zach Jones some love.
I appreciate
For real,
that.
because I plan on collabing with him some this season. I think Zach Jones is a good guy. I think he's knowledgeable. He loves the Yellow Jackets. Unfortunately, he roots for the wrong team, but he's nice about it. We make it fun. So you guys, for real, I linked it in the chat. I promise you that's not why he's calling in. He's not looking for a shout out, but I want to do that for him. So you guys go run it up. Come on, we're all about this college football family, this college football community, right? You're going to see me on his channel. You're going to see him on my channel. Why not go ahead and run it up now? Even if you got to close out of this one, click his, and then come back. That's cool. Go show Zach Jones some love. He's at 114 subscribers. No reason why we can't at least double that. Come on. Show my man some love. That's what we do. Right? That's what we do around here. We look out for each other. It don't matter if you're a Canes fan, Florida State fan, Georgia Tech fan. I don't care. So y'all go show him some love. So it definitely was not a fumble. Either way, there's no excuse for. I'm basically just backing up what you said. There's no excuse for doing that in that situation. And I still.
12-0
Just a
all
second, hold
about
on.
UGT sucks, kid. We'll see November 9th.
Roach Killer 420 is a funny dude. He's always got something awesome to say with his donos. 12
I
and
about
0.
laughed out loud. I about laughed out loud when I read GT sucks, kid.
All right, yeah, he's gonna talk that talk. All right, I love it.
I see it on Twitter all day long. It's
Yep.
okay.
Hey, Roach Killer, I appreciate the love, my man. So most people agree, even Georgia Tech fans, they don't believe it was a fumble. Honestly, for me, I want to know why Miami did that in that situation, as I still don't have an answer to that. There's all these different rumors, right, of there were tons of recruits at the game and they were trying to rack up some extra rushing yards to finish strong at the end. But the reality is, if he picks up an additional 3 to 5 yards, or even if he breaks one off and takes it to the house, does it really add that much to the total? Not really.
I think what I saw.
If it's not that,
Sorry, go ahead.
if it's not that, there's also the disagreement of, people trying to read Mario's lips and Mario saying, what are we doing? And saying it was Dawson. And then what was the real reasoning behind that? That's what I want to know. I agree with you. I think the elbow was down. And that's it. I mean, you still can't give up the big passing plays after that. Cam Kinchen's bit on the play. And, I mean, you just line everybody up at the goal line and just don't let anybody get through. There's only a few seconds left. But I do think he was down. I don't think it should have been a fumble. I still just don't understand the reasoning behind it, though. I don't know.
Hey, can I tell you something? Hey, let me tell you something about Cormani McClain, right? I think personally, and I don't know if you said your opinion on this earlier, if he's willing, and I know earlier we looked at who he's heard from, I personally, I think y'all should take him back. And I'm not saying this just because I'm a Georgia Tech fan and I want there to be drama in y'all's locker room. Speaking from a Georgia Tech point of view, right? Let's look at one of our players, Lamiles Brooks. I'll say him. He's
Okay.
probably our best. He's a safety for you. You know who Lamiles Brooks is?
Yeah, I know him.
Okay. So I
don't know a ton of them, but I know him.
Say he did some drama and he transferred out of Georgia Tech, and then I don't know the full situation of Cormani. I just know what you've been saying. I read a little article about it. Say he left, he did a whole bunch of drama. He threw a Georgia Tech hat on the floor. He disrespected Buzz the Yellow Jacket. He did all that. Then 2 years later, a year later, whatever you want to say, he wanted to come back, right? I'm telling you right now, if he wanted to come back and he wanted to produce for this football team, I'm going to be 100% honest with you. At the end of the day, Coop, when these guys graduate, the majority of them, and I'm saying this because I've argued, there is an NFL player right now. He plays for the Dallas Cowboys. He used to play for Georgia Tech. I've argued with him on Twitter before. The majority of these college athletes, they do not care, and I'm saying the majority because there are the ones that really do love the school they go to. The majority of them, they don't go because they are a fan of the team. They go because it's
Right.
the best situation for them.
Yeah.
And so if I'm going to be completely honest with you, if he wanted to come back and he wanted to produce for this football team, if it means that it helps this football team, go ahead and come on back. That's my opinion on that situation.
Okay. Fair. And I did see other people with that stance as well who said, basically, I don't care as long as it means helping the team and us winning more football games.
Now, I will say, and like I said, I want to say it again. I don't know the full Cormani
Right.
situation, but if he comes in and he's that toxic to the locker room, that's a completely different story. Then that's not even a question. You know what I mean? But if he's going to come in and, of course, like him and Mario talk, and they're like, hey, we know how things need to go this time. It's an understanding between both parties. I think you what's the saying? You let bygones be bygones. Is that the saying?
Yeah. I mean, I guess you could. Well, I was gonna say you could bring him in, I guess, and put him on a short leash. But
yeah,
you would have to, if you're gonna do that. I think you got to commit. And as you said, you both have to have that understanding that there's not gonna be any issues.
Right.
So. Yeah, and I saw, just real quick, I want to address, not to interrupt you, But I seen a couple more people pop in and they said, why are you even talking about this? There's no interest with Rashada and Cormani McClain. Again, I know that's what my title says, but at the very beginning, we made it clear that I'm using them as an example to try to find out where fans draw that line. Because Cormani McClain and Jaden Rashada were both Miami commits. I know they didn't play for Miami, but they were commits. And since they hit the portal, there's a lot of interest surrounding them from Canes fans because they were committed at one time and we were excited for them, and then it got taken away. So a lot of Canes fans are like, hey, they're in the portal now. Let's go get them. So we just used those two as an example. But the bigger picture here is figuring out where fans draw the line with when you go to take someone back, how far would be too far? Has the bridge been burned or not? So I just wanted to put that out there real quick.
I agree with what Thomas Shearer said in the comments. He said he doesn't get paid to judge character. He gets paid solely to win games. And I will say this. I went to the Georgia Tech spring game, and I met the players. I'm a Techway member. That's like the NIL thing at Georgia Tech. I pay a monthly thing. I went and I got some of the players' autographs. It was like 8 or 9 of the players after the spring game. I'll just say, I won't name any names. He is one of Georgia Tech's players. He was not the nicest person when I got his autograph after the spring game. He was not the nicest person. But he's a damn good player. So I'm not about to sit here and make my judgments about him. I mean, of course, that's a whole nother thing. I'm sure that somebody not being nice to somebody is not the same thing as somebody full of drama. But that's just an example I'm using. At the end of the day, I don't care about a kid's personal opinions. I don't care about their attitudes. I don't care about their beliefs. I don't care about any of that. Now, if it gets to a point to where it limits the team, or they're prohibiting the team from having good chemistry, that's another situation. But if the team can still function as a unit, even with that one person's attitude or whatever, if they're a damn good player, I don't give a crap what they say. I don't give a crap how rude they are to me. If they can go on the field and play some ball, I personally don't care, as long as it doesn't interfere with everybody else.
Fair. Now, I will say though, however, this isn't football related, but Cam Ward does get some extra brownie points with me because he said he hates coleslaw, and I also hate coleslaw. So
come on, man.
I kind of have like a connection with him, I feel like, on that. So he definitely gets some extra brownie points from Coop. I'm just being honest. So
me personally, I'm not gonna say I love coleslaw, but every time I eat hot dogs, that's what I eat. I eat slaw dogs.
Ugh. Disgusting. Woo. Hey, Zach Jones, I appreciate you calling in. We got you on the line. As I said, you guys go show him some love. We're planning on doing some stuff this season to hype up the Miami Georgia Tech showdown, and some good solid takes, man. I enjoyed the conversations.
Hey man, it was good talking to you. Y'all have a great night.
Hey, you do the same, bro.
All right, bye-bye.
All right, peace. All right, so hey, it was awesome to finally get him on the line. You guys, for real, go run it up for him. Okay, I see a couple more subs on there. I'm gonna link his channel one more time. Yeah, Cam Ward hates coleslaw. He said it himself. That's not out of my mouth. He said that. Cam Ward hates coleslaw. So I mean that means something to me. I'm just gonna be real with you guys. That means something to me personally. So yeah, absolutely disgusting. If you like coleslaw, I don't know. I mean, I guess we can be friends. I guess we still can be, but it's iffy. It's borderline. I'm trying to decide. I know there are some more people that wanted to get in. I know Nick Snyder wanted to get in here, and a couple of other people. I have a long day tomorrow. I'm trying to decide if you guys are cool if we wrap it up for tonight. I know some people wanted to get in. Nick, let me know. I know some of you guys wanted to get in here. But I was going to try to end by 11 tonight if possible, just because I've got some stuff I got to line up for tomorrow, and it's about 11:30 now. So I just have a transfer take. Up to you. We can always talk later. I can get you in here if you don't mind, as long as you don't take it as disrespectful if we make it quick, Nick. Is that cool? You've got a transfer take. Okay. As long as that's fine with you. Some people get upset if they feel like I'm rushing them off the phone. Quick is more than fine. All right, let's run it. Let's run it. Final call of the night. We'll wrap this up. We had a Miami fan call, a Georgia Tech fan call, and a Florida State fan call. And Nick says that he has a transfer take. Okay, let's get it. Tropigal, thank you for that 305 earlier. He said, I've been wearing the Canes for life to basketball games. Let's freaking go, Tropigal. Love it. Yo, Nick, what's up?
Hey, how's it going?
Chilling. Sitting over here hoping that my 4-leg parlay hits. I need the Kings to win, and it does. But they're down 9.
I thought you were about to talk about your 4-legged friend.
No. He wasn't feeling too good today. He had kind of a rough day. I think he might have allergies or something. He acts like it's like his eyes are kind of runny, and he was sneezing and stuff. So.
Oh, geez. Poor pupper.
Yeah. All right, Nick. So what's this? What'd you call it? A transfer take?
Yeah, the transfer take with the Cormani and Rashada.
Okay. What do you got?
So Cormani, I think he's a no, not to bash the kid. I just don't think he's a Miami take, because if he's gonna leave for his hero, which would be Deion,
Yep.
and he can't make that work, he can't be motivated by that situation, then I don't think he's going to be really motivated by Miami either.
And that's what's wild is that's not people like assuming that he wasn't putting in the time and effort because he didn't see the field as much early on.
No,
Those are
publicly called him out
exactly
several times.
That's from Deion, guys. So he's the one who said it. So that's actually an excellent take. That's true.
Yeah, and then Rashada, I think, is a potential for you guys because, A, your quarterback depth needs it. B, I really don't hold against the kid that his parents are trying to shop around the highest bidder. I know NIL's new. I know it's in the public. But if you try to consider how many times this has probably happened throughout history, any weird recruitment, like, oh, that flipped somehow, and, all the rumors of, oh, the bag man, blah, 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 blah. If Rashada has a good work ethic, which by all intents and purposes, it sounds like he was with Kenny Dillingham. We FSU fans love Kenny Dillingham.
Mm-hmm.
Kenny Dillingham said on Twitter, someone's getting a great kid, great worker, blah, blah, blah. So there you have a coach that's endorsed the guy, and it looks like a young college student is trying to advance. I think that's more of okay, he made a mistake. He jumped into a situation thanks to his parents that no one's ever, that was completely unprecedented.
Yeah, it was.
Florida and Miami trying to be like, okay, here's how many millions or whatever, blah, 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 blah. So I think he's worth a second chance. I don't think there's much of a bridge burned. I wouldn't be as worried about that as I would with Cormani.
It's just funny because since you were in here, I know you saw it. The overwhelming majority of Canes fans were at just an absolute no freaking way to Jaden Rashada.
Right.
So that's interesting. Coming from an outside perspective, it's the hard no to Cormani, but then Miami should at least consider Rashada. Okay.
Well, I think Cormani could actually hurt a locker room more. And plus, it's Miami. Like, there are distractions galore. You have got to be disciplined if you're going down there.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So it's not just the typical college environment where, like, you just show up to class, all that kind of stuff. So you got a kid that's not going to meetings, not doing his thing. So, okay, let him go somewhere else that, maybe more disciplined. I saw, what was the list? Georgia and other SEC schools. Sure. Go try it out in A&M. Go try it out of Georgia. Whatever, see if these coaches will really get onto him, and he'll be motivated by a change of scenery.
Yeah.
Miami's not in a spot where you can afford that. you got to produce and build for the future. I think, you know, anticipating if Mario has a successful season, Rashada would fit in pretty well. I think he fills a nice hole in your quarterback room because your depth doesn't seem very solidified.
I think it'd be interesting to figure out the financial situation, right?
Well, that seems like it's just been thrown out the window. I mean, the market's stabilized. Like, part of what happened with Rashada, in my opinion, is that since it was all new and people were trying to create this market, they were trying to hit while the iron was hot. Now that you have, what, a year, 2 years of NIL and everything's stabilized, you have much more well-established NIL collectives, and you've got just market prices for production,
Mm-hmm.
and he's going to be a sophomore. He's not going to be demanding like the $5 million or whatever. I'm just making that up, but it'll be something normal. And plus, since he's got a little bit of experience on the field, he can just actually build towards being developed and going towards an NFL career rather than trying to, hey, let me cash in now from a freshman perspective.
Right. No, that's a good point. That's true, because I was worried about the fact that, you know, there's no way he can be QB1. Like, that's out of the question. So how much can you give a guy that you think might be a future guy, but he's definitely coming in and sitting this year? But that's a good point.
For a kid that broke his finger, he's a project anyway. Like, where is he going to go?
Yeah.
Like, they have to be absolutely desperate to force a guy that's just been watching film for a year into a high-stress situation. And I don't think – part of it, too, is we got – like, the Pac-12 just dissolved. And now Arizona State's in the Big 12, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So he's wanting to be showcased in bigger games. So, yeah, he wants to go to the Power 2 or someone who's potentially in the future going to be in the Power 2.
Right.
And being on the West Coast is a problem because they don't get showcased as much.
Yeah, I think that realistically, when it comes to like interest, I think they were saying that Georgia might pursue him pretty hard with Rashada.
Yeah, Georgia lost out on the dude that went to Nebraska. And then they came after Luke Kromenhoek, whom we got. So they might, I guess, interpret they have a need, a hole to fill in their development.
Yeah.
So, possible.
That'll definitely be interesting to watch. But no, I think that's, again, I love hearing perspectives from outsiders who aren't Miami fans, because it's very easy to get blinded, you know, by the fandom and stuff and put the emotions into it. Not saying that's what everyone does, but it does happen to me as well. So I always love getting takes from different fan bases. So, no, I mean, you bring up some good points.
Hey, the FSU fan base did this too when Travis Hunter jumped in the portal. Like, a lot of our talking were like,
Yeah.
is he a take after what he did? Oh. And then that was quick. No, it's like going straight to Colorado following Prime.
Yep. So, hey, man, look, I appreciate you bringing that point of view to it, making your arguments there with Cormani and Rashada. As always, it's always a good time when we get Nick on the phone. And I appreciate the back and forth in the chat and stuff all the time, keeping people active. So I just appreciate you.
Yeah, fun stuff. You take care now.
Hey, you too, bro. Appreciate you.
Bye.
All right, see you. Nick is probably thinking, how many times can this guy say appreciate you? I'm just thankful. I'm thankful for all you guys who rock with me, who hang out in the live chats and keep everything popping off, going back and forth with people. It's a lot more fun when that happens, a lot more interaction and stuff, and it's just a good time. So I'm going to call it. I'm going to call it for the night. My man, the Mullet Run, and Tucci with the Big Ten, sharing that top dono spot. But got love from all sorts of people. Roach Killer 420, Tropical, Mike Branley. Hey, my man Mike, if I missed that, I am so sorry, bro. Dropping a Big Ten on me. You said ready for Labor Day weekend. I think that came through during a phone call. I hope you're still here, Mike. I appreciate that. Hey, Burgos coming in, re-upping the membership. Eric Birch, the Gator Gang for Life, Zach Jones, C-Raw, John O'Mara, Carl, multiple times with Carl Hector, Moonlight Meat, Workforce Freebie, Glenn G, Cane for Life 75, all you guys. Appreciate the love tonight. Sorry to cut it short. It's been almost 3 hours, but I like to run my mouth a little bit. So these will go till 12, 1, 2 a.m. sometimes. So you guys know what to do. Hey, come on now. Come on. Even the opposing team's fans are allowed to put Go Canes in this chat if you want. It's up to you. Judgment-free zone. You should try it. I think you should try it. I won't tell anyone. Just put it down there one time. You might like it. Can't knock it till you try it. Ain't that what people say? Come on now. Give me a big Go Canes. Hey, I love y'all. Appreciate everything. I'll see you soon. Dang, Joel. You just missed. I did a whole 3-hour stream talking about how good Florida State's going to be this season. Joel, you missed it. 3 hours of hyping up the Florida State Seminoles. He missed it. And I'm going to delete the video because I can't have anyone see that, Joel. So you had to catch it live. 3 hours hyping up DJ, Mike Norvell, them Seminoles. Hold on, look, I still got it. Hold on. This is what I use. I keep it under the bed at night as a way to protect myself and my family. You know? Keep it right there, right under the bed. I just reach over the edge. You know what I mean? Got grip right here. Leather wrapped. Mm-hmm. My man, Joel. He's still coming in, dropping this, and we're literally playing the outro. Look at this, y'all. Look at this, man. Open them phone lines back up. Joel. Joel Davis owning the board. It is funny, Joel. We did talk about Florida State a little bit. Some Florida State fans chimed in tonight. But with the 99. Joel. That's exactly what it'll go towards, Joel. The new computer fund. Hopefully in time for the college football 25 streams. There it is.
To where the U
There it is.
on the side of your helmet.
Computer fund.
You crazy man, you. You crazy man. Let's make history start the stream over during the outro. Joel, I will sit you atop your throne. I'll drop you up there, my man. For real, you didn't have to do that because it is the tail end of the stream. I know you said you had to work late. You got to make that money. But just know that I appreciate you. So you got to hang out with DJ? What's he saying about them Canes? Did you ask DJ if he's scared of Cam Ward? Jesse was with DJ yesterday. I needed a DJ update. I need a stadium update. He's gonna do it again. With another 99.99 in the outro. What did it say, Joe? I got to hang with Jordan Travis yesterday.
This is what it takes
Where?
to wear the U on the side of your helmet.
I got to hang with Jordan Travis yesterday.
Where at? Joel, my man, I'm not hitting no war chant. This thing, no, sir. At practice, really? That's sick, bro. The thing is, here's the thing I can do, Joel. And some Miami fans are gonna get pissed. And I get it, it's fine. I'm far from a Florida State fan. But I can respect an athlete. And Jordan Travis is a heck of an athlete. I'll give him that. I dogged him and stuff when we were gonna play him. But the dude has heart. The guy's an athlete. So I've got respect for Jordan Travis. So that's big, man. That's big. So you got to hang out with freaking Jordan Travis. You got to talk to DJ. Did you get to talk real quick? I'm going to make you fast. Like, did you guys talk at all about how JT feels about DJ, or did you get to talk about practice at all? Like, what went down, Joe? I appreciate you, man. Coming in hot here at the tail end of this thing. Absolute insanity. I only know one or two people that would come in at the end of a stream when it's all over and start throwing money at me. It's like 2 or 3 people. That's it. Hey. Joel, what does that even mean? What does that even mean? Now I'm going to have to Photoshop some kind of thing of DJ, and I'm going to have to replace his arm with the Terminator arm. The machine arm. I'm guessing both arm strength and accuracy. Joel with another All I can do is throw my hands up. I don't even know what else to do. That bought the extra RAM for the computer, Joel. I appreciate you. For real. It's going to buy the RAM. I doubled the RAM, so I appreciate that. Thank you, Joel. Times 3. Flicking motion for 70 yards. Now, is this an unbiased opinion? Or is this the fandom,
This is
Joel?
what it take to wear the
Which
U
one is it?
on the side of your helmet.
DJ got an arm like the Terminator.
Mm-mm. Give us the scoop. Joel was at practice. Should Canes fans be scared of DJ at Florida State? Coop hates the war chant. I tried to do a video brig of me listening to the war chant for 24 hours straight. I made it 3 minutes in. And then I took a tennis racket to my headphones.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
I'm out of things to say and do. I don't know what to do with my hands at this point. I got 2 extra tickets for tomorrow and a parking pass. Oh, we were talking about that, Joel. Let's put the times 4 here. I'm not sure if Joel knows that he can type in the chat and it doesn't have to be a donation. Hey, I love you, Joel. I appreciate the freaking support, man. Jeez Louise. We were talking about the Florida State spring game, and we were talking about how Mike Norvell's approach is very interesting. Oh, look, some people are going to be there. Y'all should link up. Y'all should link up. You know how sick that would be? Like, Florida State fans linking up together through a Miami Hurricane stream? You know how sick that would be? So Snoop says he's going to be in lot 5, and Joel is in lot 4. Well, I don't know your guys' parking situation, but I would assume that lot 4 is beside lot 5, if my math is correct here. So maybe you two could link up. That'd be sick. That'd be cool. How many wins are the Canes going to get this year? I'm at about 9. I'm at about 9, Craig. DJ and Cam are going to put on a show. It was interesting, Joel, because we were talking about how Mike Norvell approaches spring games a bit differently. It's not going to be how Miami did their spring game.
This is what it take
I'll be
to wear
watching.
you
I'll be watching.
on the side of your helmet.
I got 2 extra tickets for tomorrow and a parking pass.
Joel, I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate the big time love from a freaking Florida State fan. Strong Florida State showing in here. There has been for quite some time, and y'all rep your squad hard, and I respect it. I do. You're going to have to get that L this season, but I still respect your passion and love for your team. I do. Roach Killer 420 with the 2. What's he say? Travis sucks and so do the Knowles. See you October 26th. Woo! Joel, again, I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all very much. Joel with the 4 times. Absolute madman. Have fun tomorrow, Joel. Have fun tomorrow, because tomorrow, Florida State can't lose. It's the spring game. So no matter what, you know you get to enjoy that experience tomorrow, because you're going to win either way.
This is what it take
So
to wear the U
Have fun with it.
on the side of your helmet.
Travis sucks and so do the Knowles. See you in October 26th.
No predictions from Coop this early. It's a...
This is what it takes to wear the U on the side of your helmet.
Where you going? Co-op just doesn't have it anymore lol.
Joel, I'm going to cut the stream off to cut you off. That's what I'm doing. I'm cutting the stream off. We're going to redo the outro. Joel with the 99.99 times 5. Times 5. Yes, we must end the stream before I make too much money. Great idea, Doo-Doo. Great idea. Joel is built different. If you guys missed it, you have to check out the video I did with Joel. There are 2 videos on my channel where Joel comes to Tennessee and showers me with gifts, and then I give him some really cool gifts and put a sticker on his car. Spoiler alert, it's a Miami Hurricanes sticker. And then we go eat at Texas Roadhouse and arm wrestle for who pays the bill. I mean, come on, it don't get much better than that.
This is what it takes to wear the U on the side of your helmet.
Joel, you are a legend. Co-op, is the Puppo getting a Canes jersey?
We have to make it happen, Brig. We got to make it happen. I got to get Max a jersey. The question really, Brig, is just which number. Are we going for 1? Are we getting Max the Cam Ward jersey for 2024? Are we going to do that? Brig, thank you for the 5, my man. I appreciate you. I got to cut all y'all off, for real. I'm cutting all y'all off. Joel, thank you for the top dono of the night. 99.99 times freaking 5. Brig coming in late. Roach Killer 420 coming in late. Y'all went off. I don't know what else to say at this point. I got Coop a big... This is going to be a crazy year, Joel. You know that, right? This is going to be insane. This is going to be crazy this season. There's so much at stake for both of these squads here. Florida State wants to prove that they can come back and run this back, and they can do this thing again. But this time, go all the way. Miami hasn't proved anything, but they want to prove that they can be in the mix. That Cam Ward is that dude. And that he's going to help carry this team. We are doing a video at Doak. Coop, I got it approved. Oh, snap. You guys don't even know. You guys don't even know. The Doak takeover in 2025. There's going to be some exclusive stuff going down. And it's going to be crazy. And it's going to be courtesy of Joel Davis. Absolute madman. Okay. There's going to be some fun stuff. There's going to be some really fun stuff happening. So, hey. Absolutely, dude. Joel is... It's just crazy. I know I'm just showering Joel with compliments, but I just love that this really does feel like one big family. We can sit here and argue back and forth and trash talk, but all of us here just love watching college football. Doesn't matter what team you root for. I want you to come in and rep your team. I want you to come in here and talk trash on my team. Fun. I love it, bro. I love it. So many people in all these channels take stuff personally. It's not all of them. Not all of them, but some of them. We're having fun. We're enjoying ourselves. It's a Friday night. It's Saturday morning for me. It's past midnight. I'm here to have fun. I want to enjoy myself. So I appreciate y'all. I had to give the university my left testicle, but I got it. Well, at least you got 2 of them, Joel. You only had to give up 1, so you have another one. Things aren't so bad. I know some people that only have 1 testicle, and they said, you know what, Coop? It ain't so bad. That's what I heard. I know I have 3. You know what? Hey, Joel, everybody, man. I appreciate y'all very much. Joel, your name's looking good up there, my man. I appreciate the love. Enjoy the heck out of that spring game, glorified practice, whatever it is that Florida State has going on tomorrow at some point. And I just appreciate it, bro. I appreciate it. So thank you for the love from everybody. I'm going to call it a night. What a night. What a night. Let's start the outro over. Joel, I want to ask one thing. Here I am asking you stuff. Asking you to do something for me after you just threw all the donos at me. I'd love to see a couple of pictures from tomorrow if you get an opportunity. Don't make it priority, but if you get a chance, I'd love to see some pics from tomorrow. And link up with Snoop. Link up with Snoop. He said a drink on him. He said, Joel, come to lot 5 tomorrow. First drink is on me. You're insane. Y'all make it happen. Remember Snoop. Snoop will be in lot 5. Joel will be in 4. Y'all look out for each other. If you want to know what Joel looks like, look at previous videos on my channel, Snoop, and I did videos with Joel. So you'll see him in the thumbnail. You'll see him there. We're fixing to knock each other out. You'll see us in the thumbnail. He'll be wearing a Thomas jersey. Love it, man. We're making this stuff. We're connecting people. So he'll be at the James Coleman tailgate. And then Joel will be in a Thomas jersey. Okay, there we go. Bringing people together, y'all. That's what we do. So let's go back with the original plan, which is I want to see as many Go Canes in the chat as the outro is playing as possible. And I do expect this from Florida State fans, Georgia Tech fans, Alabama fans, Georgia fans, North Carolina. It doesn't matter. I need to see Go Canes from everyone. So I love you guys. Thank you for all the support. I appreciate y'all. Let's see them. Let's run it back. Let's start it over. Come on now. Don't be shy. Joel, you start it. Joel, kick it off. Put it in there. Come on. I'm looking for it. Typo. All right. Hey, I love you guys. Have a good Saturday tomorrow. I'll see you soon, all right? Peace out, y'all.